Hi there, my name is Phixfox and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 3. We are still here in the Shadow of Death. We have completed 3 out of the 4 beginning campaigns, and we are currently on Scenario 2 of the Hack and Slash campaign for Crag Hack, and Scenario 1 gave us fits. Phixfox had to make it a 2-parter because I got beat. That's what you get when you play on impossible difficulty. And I love the challenge. Don't think that we're backing down from that challenge, and don't think that we're not here to have a whole ton of fun while we do it. This is going to be Scenario 2, Black Sheep. So, the scenario description reads as such. We must now seize the Black Shard of the Dead Knight from Marzeth to win the scenario. However, if Crag Hack is defeated in combat, the scenario is lost. We are limited to level 15, but we will carry the experience, skills, and spells on to the next scenario. This is a medium-sized map. We are going to be playing as the blue player against one red enemy. Let's have this on impossible difficulty. And then we do have the choice between starting off with the upgraded Orc Tower with 5,000 gold or the Greater Gnoll's Flail. So that's 4 attack, 5,000 gold, or the upgraded Orc Tower. I can't possibly see how the upgraded Orc Tower could be better than either of these two options. Truly, I mean, 5,000 gold can help you get an early Citadel. It can help you get an early Capital. There's lots you can do with gold. And then plus 4 attack. I mean, for Crag Hack, that's just putting a hat on a hat. He's already really good at attack skill. The nice thing is of course, I don't have to decide which one of these choices we're going to pick. We're going to let the dice roll decide. And the dice roll indicates to us that we are going to roll a 5. And a 5 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, in case you ever wondered how those dice roll help me pick. So, it's going to be plus 4 attack with the Greater Gnoll's Flail. And folks, let's let Crag Hack take the story away from here.
I went back to the tavern to give Sandro this ugly helmet he wanted. Now he wants me to get some kind of sword from a Death Knight. That tin-plated corpse is hiding out in a swamp, so I have to trudge through miles of muck before I get a chance to hack the sword out of his cold dead hands.
He is such a barbarian, and I love it. I don't need a barbarian that is anything but big and scary and tough and just complaining about, oh man, I have to walk through stuff before I get to my combat. Ideally, a barbarian is going to go downstairs for breakfast in the morning, and they have to fight at least a horde of gnolls in order to get to their oatmeal. That's what I think of a barbarian when I hear about barbarians, and thankfully Crag Hack is the quintessential Conan type of barbarian. Ah, you've brought me the skull helmet, Mr. Crack. Mr. Crack. We're going to run with it. The skull helmet, Mr. Hack. Sandro exclaims back at the Wingtail Cavern. It's Crag Hack, I told you. And do you know what Barthon told me? Said this helmet was his, that it belonged to him and his family. See? Didn't I warn you he would lie to protect a mere possession? And he dared to call himself a barbarian. The coward had no honor. I hope his death was a most painful one. Never before had you heard a wizard talk so brutally. You frown as Sandro continues. The second item I require is the Black Shard of the Dead Knight. It was stolen from the tomb of a great hero by a Death Knight named Marzeth. I pray that you will not find it too difficult to reach him. Marzeth lives in a marshy region, very different from the rocky hills you barbarians favor. To make matters worse, Marzeth has allies in the area who will try to protect him. You stand up and grasp your battle axe. Fear not! I would cut down a host of lizardmen through leagues of muck to avenge a warrior whose grave has been so desecrated. One more thing before you leave. I have also allies in this region. I know the leader of one of the region's barbarians' towns. He has agreed to let you use it as your stronghold. For the first time, you look at Sandro with some measure of respect. This wizard has earned the trust of a barbarian, the leader of a stronghold, no less. Then I'll waste no time, Sandro. I'm off to find the sword to go with your helmet, you say as you head out of the door. We are starting off here in the upper right corner. Crag Hack is level 10. With this plus 4, we are going to end up with 19 attack, 5 defense, 1 power, and 1 knowledge. Goodness gracious. If we can find a little bit of spell power and a little bit of knowledge, I'm going to be feeling much better about our chances moving forward. We do have basic tactics, basic earth magic, expert offense, the expert ballistics, the basic leadership, the basic wisdom, and the basic luck. I don't know if I like this setup very much. The expert ballistics feels like it might be a little bit of a waste. It's probably the best on the barbarians, but I'm not in love with that choice. Basic tactics and basic earth magic together goes in my mind like this. You have to have a really fast creature, so you get off your potential expert slow right at the beginning of combat, and then with your expert tactics, most of your troops are already within spitting range of the enemy, then you're guaranteed to get the first hit. Basically, you slow them down, and then you take advantage with your high-speed creatures. That's the plan anyway. I'm hoping that that works out pretty well. Basic leadership seems like a no-brainer, as does basic wisdom, and then basic luck. Hey man, I like doing double damage. Come on. Double damage on top of bonus damage? Sounds pretty good. 19 goblins. It looks like it's going to be 6 of the wolf riders and 4 of the orcs. I don't really care to fight these halflings because I've already got a left-handed weapon. Is that left-handed? No, right-handed weapon. And so that centaur's axe is not really going to help me. We might as well just kind of continue on here. We're going to pick up, it looks like, ore and gold. And this is Sandflash, the castle. We currently have 600 gold in our coffers. I think that we might as well pick up one pile. That gets us up to 1,000 gold per day. Is that going to help us out here? 1,000 gold's going to get us the Hall of Valhalla. It's not much, but it's something. Can I move across here? No, I've wasted all my movement points, and there's only a very little left to be done. Unfortunately, we do not have pathfinding, and in the swamp, that could spell disaster. We're going to try and stay along the main roads as we carry on in this scenario. We are going to stop in to pick up this attack skill. I was just checking to see if there was any other things that we might want to get as we head into that direction. The stronghold leader and his clan ride forward to greet you. As you embrace your fellow barbarian in a bear hug, you notice that his eyes look vacant. Although he has only kind words to say about Sandro, you wonder how the puny wizard really managed to persuade this stout barbarian to aid you. Agreed. +1 attack skill. We spend some time in the Hall of Valhalla, and it allows us to learn more effective combat skills. I love that this stacks, by the way. You can get as many Hall of Valhallas as you can possibly get, as many as you have of barbarian strongholds. And then after you do that, it's not a matter of a struggle at all, just to rack up the attack skill. I need to fight this fight here, but here's my worry. If I fight this fight against archers, I'm going to take pretty heavy losses, and then maybe there's another fight that I should take, and I then won't have the troops to fight that other fight. Let's wait until we can at least get rocks. Rocks are pretty early on for us. We're going to need goblins, wolves, so wood and ore. Well, it's going to be about 20 ore to get the cliff nest, isn't it? We might just end up taking some heavy losses. We're going to see. Unfortunately, we didn't pick up very many spells. We do have like visions and summon boat, view earth, disguise. Wish we could disguise ourselves and make the enemies want to run away. That'd be nice. But against ranged creatures, I mean, maybe if we had some additional spell points, maybe one teleport could save us a lot of trouble. And that's pretty much it. That's all we really got at the moment. So we're going to just ignore these enemies for now. I wish I could just grab that ore. Let's head up the road in this direction. I seem to remember... Great. And there's marksmen guarding the sawmill. No way. I seem to remember that there's a gold mine up here. It's been a while since I played this scenario. +3 wood. And then there is hobgoblins guarding a gold mine. Let's take that now. We can definitely take this fight. It's going to be a little bit rough. But buckle in, boys. We got some killing to do. Or, how about a group of hobgoblins with a desire for greater glory wish to join me? Do I accept? I sure do. See what happens when you're just nice to people? Crag hack, Mr. I'm gonna go downstairs and fight a whole ton of gnolls before I eat my morning oatmeal? It's not the way to be, man. It's not the way it is. We have 8 ore. We do have 3 wood. We're going to pick up this gold mine. And now I think that we better just take out these marksmen. We're going to need the wood. This is the tougher the fight. And at least now we do have some hobgoblins. And I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played this map. It's been a long time. I don't remember if there's good things down here for us. We've got to take these fights. And I don't see any relief coming until we do get at least wood. So, like it or not, here we go. A glorious victory, but it's going to cost us all of those hobgoblins that we just took for us. Let's see if we can do even better. So here in the tactics phase, we're going to get down as far the battlefield as we can. I think we're going to have the hobgoblins go here and probably have the wolves be stuck like this. With tactics, I love that you can go here, even if there's terrain. Your troops will go all the way around, so long as there's a path. But then, of course, since there's no path here with the 2x creatures, we do have to move some troops in order to make this happen. I will keep the goblins, like this. They go all the way around, and it always makes me sad. I'm like, oh, while you're there, could you just take a swipe at these marksmen? Just help me out here, just a little bit. We're gonna otherwise move all these troops like this, here and here and here and here. And with 20 attack, let's hope we can do some very nice things. We do have a haste. We're gonna wait for the marksman to take one full shot at us because there's nothing else we can do. So let's just wait it out, take our lumps. 14 damage at a time, that's not too bad. I am perfectly fine with losing all these orcs. Take them. Just take them. I don't even care. I do not even care. 4 orcs. I could have potentially rolled this map where I don't even start off with that, and so it's fine to me. If I go here, 7 speed, I'll then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think I actually need to cast haste here. For six spell points, I think I better wait on the haste for the next fight. I think that I just already saved myself a whole ton of trouble, and so actually using a spell right now would probably be a mistake. So let's step up. The orcs made a very worthy sacrifice, and again, I don't love it, but these things do happen. Hopefully, we're not going to regret this decision. I'm just going to make sure that everybody has a chance to step in. No use in letting your single stacks die without anything, so we're just going to move to here, I think. I'm anticipating that marksmen are going to step up and attack here. No, they went down. Very surprising. But otherwise, immediately, when these marksmen are doing half damage and only taking 1 swipe at you rather than 2, you've already won your fight. I'm going to hit Q to finish up the battle. 4 orcs and 1 hobgoblin is absolutely acceptable. And most importantly, we're able to pick up, it looks like 5 wood plus 2 wood per day. And we do see, oh no, another tavern. Don't tell me. We can't purchase a tavern. I only just realized we may have to head to the west in order to pick up some additional heroes, because in the previous scenario, we saw how important that was. I do think that we have to go through Ogre Magi to make that happen. I'm not feeling too good about that. This refugee camp intrigues me, but the potential for losses is so high that I'm very scared to make that happen. The marksmen are just a very fearsome foe. If I head in this direction now, I can come back later. I don't think I'm going to need the gold. If we're going to fight this fight soon, let's fight it now. It's going to be bad losses, but let's make this happen. Should we split the wolves? No, I think that we actually want to split our fastest creature. 7 speed hobgoblins. Let's split them into 2 stacks. And we'll also split the wolves. And let's just take a beating here. Let's win, but let's take a beating. 16 of the hobgoblins. Not as bad as I would have thought. Oh, there's actually many less archers than there were marksmen in the previous fight. This terrain is a little bit bad for us, but we're going to make it work. And we don't have as much speed as we had in the previous fight because we're currently fighting on swamp. It is one of the nice differences, I think, between Heroes 2 and Heroes 3. I do really enjoy that there is a massive difference when it comes down to the value of things like terrain. Native terrain matters a lot more in Heroes 2 than it usually does in other games. I think that haste at this level just it doesn't half again my speed. Is this going to add 3 hexes worth of speed? 1, 2, 3? Or is it going to round up and do 4? It's just basic haste. I'm going to try it because I need to know how this works. Currently we have 7 speed. Let's haste. That's going to bring us up to 10 speed. It's still going to be out of range, but it is rounding up, and that's better than I thought it was. I think that the effectives doubled once we get to expert, and so this is going to be a bit of a waste here because we're still going to let the enemies take their hit at us in just a moment. Yeah, but still, because we stayed out of their range, we're going to be still taking less losses than we otherwise would have. So sometimes you just got to keep the goblins back. Say, no, friends, don't do it. Your life isn't worth it. We'll get them. We'll get them today or tomorrow or someday, but for now, I just need you to trust me and don't run off to your death. It's got to be very, very exciting to be a goblin. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You just know that you're really, really excited to be there. That's kind of how dogs are. If you haven't ever noticed a dog, they don't know what's going on unless you're going to like the vet or something. I've never had a dog that I had to take to the vet, but these are things I hear about anyway. And it makes sense, you know, the dog, yeah, just happy to be there. Hobgoblins, happy to be there. Along with like behemoths and some big scary forces. In fact, they're probably happiest when they are being supported by some big scary creatures. 11 hobgoblins do go down, but you had to have the wood, you had to have the ore. So +2 ore per day. And it looks like 10 and 5. That should be enough to get our rocks, actually. Yes, that'll be perfect. Okay, so worth noting. The choice of potentially having started off with the upgraded Orc Tower actually could have been kind of interesting because we're going to be stepping on ourselves a little bit trying to get enough wood. But I still don't think it would have been better than 5,000 gold. By now, with 5,000 gold, I probably would have gotten the Citadel. Maybe. No, I still would have been short on the resources. Anyway, we're going to head back because I think that we should be able to pick up some big, beautiful flying rocks. And that's actually going to make a lot of these other fights much easier. Remember in the Birth of the Barbarian campaign with Yogg, how in the very first scenario, we are on the run from Ain, and we have one refugee camp. And if you go to that refugee camp, you can maybe get a 1st level creature, or you may get a 6th level creature, 7th level creature. And in the first 2 weeks of that campaign, we got the opportunity to purchase Archdevils on week 1 and an Angel on week 2. It was pretty incredible. Maybe we're going to get the same luck, and maybe not. We will see. Scouts report that there are 3 castles in this region, and rumor has it that Marzeth is under the protection of one ruled by an order called the Knights of the Blade. Strange. Why would human knights protect a death knight? You shake your head. Thinking hurts too much. That's my barbarian. With the rocks, this fight should go much better than it otherwise would have. We're going to combine all these goblins and split like this. And we're going to hope that we can do some damage. It's only a pack, but with the double attack, they do quite a bit of damage. And note that we are a little bit short on spell points at the moment. We did cast that one slow. And when you only have 10 spell points, 6 of your spell points actually goes pretty quick. Gonna move the Wolf Riders all the way around, and they're gonna just kiss, just kiss the marksmen as they go by. Because, you know, it's like the kiss of death. You gotta let them know. You gotta let them know that, hey, I'm coming for you. And so that kiss of death is just gonna be, it's like the black spot for pirates. If you ever read Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, which is an excellent read if you never have. I know it's a children's book, but I mean, it was kind of an important book for my formative years. I mean, first of all, pirates, which how can you possibly go wrong with a book about pirates? And then also, it just had a good, I don't want to say moral or story, but what it had was, it had some real world vibes. Like you felt like the stakes were very, very high. You weren't sure who was going to survive and who was going to die. And I really kind of liked that in a somewhat children's book. It wasn't really written for children at the time, maybe. I don't know. I will have to look into that a little bit more, but excellent book. If you've never read it, I would recommend it highly. Mummies are not a terrible creature, but for us, we're not going to take them at this time. I think that we have, I mean, they're basically like a worse ogre in my opinion. Speed 5, yeah. I'm not too thrilled about seeing some mummies. It's not worth taking them into my army. So it is day 7. We've got plenty of movement left. It looks like 1,100 movement points. I think we're going to go back to the windmill, sit here on day 1, and then try and clear out in this direction. Resupply, clear, and then go from there. Then we can get maybe another shot at a nice something in the refugee camp. I think that the Citadel is worth an extra set of orcs. Gold is going to be a problem. The Citadel is 2,500 gold. This is only 1,000 gold. We don't really want the Mage Guild at this time. We have the haste, we have the slow. What else do you really want? I think we're going to go with orcs, believe it or not. Weird choice. Very, very weird choice. We might be concerned about slots. No, we're just going to combine the wolves if we're really running low. I think that the Orcs are not going to be a bad pickup. And more than anything, it's mostly to me about the cost in general. Because with 2,000 gold left, with 2,000 gold per day, 1,000 from the mine, 1,000 from our hometown, it's not that much. Oh, only 500. Oh no. Oh no. Well, Phixfox is showing that he knows everything that there is to know about Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Whoops. Man, I missed that we couldn't purchase the Tavern, and I missed that we couldn't purchase the Town Hall. Goodness gracious. Wake up. We're gonna consider, with 6 rocks, we can take a lot of fights. Maybe the Orcs are gonna help us take some long-range fights? Meaning, like, there's some very slow-moving creatures who we could defeat. The problem is, in Heroes 3, I think that the game is much more balanced around slow-moving, tankier creatures. Range damage still is good, but with the weight function and the fact that you are only going to do half damage when troops are out of range, it's not as good. But we do have enough base troops here. I think I'm still going to go with this all the same. Maybe this isn't the most correct choice, but I think I'm going to go with it. We're still too far away from this crystal to really make it make sense right now, and we'd prefer the firepower more than anything. Let's head in this direction. Medusa Queens, you know what? I'm going to take them. A little bit more ranged damage, couldn't possibly hurt, and maybe they're going to take some attention down to the south, where otherwise some other troops could get hurt really, really bad. So we're just going to avoid that for now. We do have the vision spell, don't we? I mean, for 2 spell points, we're going to get to find out if troops are going to want to join us. For example, these Orcs. Wolf Raiders, it's lots. Are we too far away from you? Hold on. Oh. Whoops. In Heroes 2, Basic Visions does what I thought it would. That's not the case here. Basic Visions just lets you know about enemy heroes, not about wandering creatures. There is the spell... What is it? There is a spell in here that will do that for you, but Phixfox has messed up again. Goodness gracious, I'm having a rough day, folks. We'll get there, though. No complaints. No worries. I am revitalized, I am flying high, and I am ready to show that Crag Hack cannot be defeated. You can't keep a good barbarian down. I'm going to take freebies wherever we can. It looks like there's gems, sulfur, mercury, all guarded by barbarian troops. If we can get them to join us, I don't know if we're going to be able to. That's going to be a tough decision for them. Do they want to join this fledgling barbarian? Can they see the potential that we have, Goldmine? Or are they going to give up on us before they even give us a chance? We're going to pick up gold, and ogres. We've got to take this fight. This is a must-have, and if these guys want to join us, we're going to be feeling way good. Wouldn't it be great if we did have diplomacy at this point? I know that we had some opportunities in previous playthroughs to pick up the diplomacy, and it was really used to great effect. Maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to do something similar. I don't know. I am going to keep all my troops together here. Might be a mistake. Let's let the Medusa Queens take a little bit of damage, and let's actually send the rocks down to the bottom. Maybe ogres are going to come their direction. I don't know. I do want to slow at least one of these creatures. Wait, I still don't have slow. Maybe a first level mage guild could be useful. Ogre Magi appear to be going to the north, as do these ogres there. No, we do get one little split, and that's actually pretty nice. I'm for it. Defend, defend, and full damage. That feels okay. All right, another round of waiting. I will attack these ogres just in case they do get the good morale. And then here, well, might as well do damage where we can. These ogres are going to have to go the long way. I could kill 2 ogres here, but then I'd take a beating from these Ogre Magi. Let's not do that. No good morale comes out. That's wonderful. 2 ogres goes down. And you know what? I think you're going to get hit at some point. I don't think that you can help it. Maybe a shield. We got 9 spell points. Let's use the shield right now and just remove the damage that we're going to take from these Ogre Magi. 11 down to 8 on the Wolf Raiders. Not ideal, but could be worse. And then the rocks are going to come in here. They're going to take a retaliation. They're going to survive. They're going to just tank that damage. Bada bing, bada boom. Let the ranged creatures deal damage from afar. A couple goblins goes down. Nothing to worry about. Oh. And actually, that good morale could have hurt us. ultimately not really so much. 3 and 2, those losses look so good. And folks, we don't have a lot of other precious resources or even really wood and ore, but we got gold. Now, if only we could use that gold to purchase lots and lots of heroes. I'm gonna grab the castle. It's day 5. And that just feels like a good pickup to me. I don't think that there's any chance we get our ogres, but we'll head in this direction now. This +1 to spell power is actually going to be pretty useful for us. And Phixfox made a mistake. I forgot to take a look at my troops and split off single stacks. This is the exact fight that you want single stacks on. This is going to cost me. This is going to cost me a lot. Rocks to the bottom, Medusas to the top, goblins. Goblins to right there. I think that we might be picking up hobgoblins soon enough. And that's actually a really nice upgrade. I really do like the hobgoblin upgrade. We're going to stick these rocks down at the bottom. Maybe again, they're going to draw some attention. We will see. Wolf Raiders all pretty much wait because Wolf Raiders are just so fast. And with only 5 spell points, even one more could maybe make this quicksand useful. Maybe. But with 1 spell power, 1 knowledge, you get 1 spell, 1 time, and you just have to hope that it does any kind of good for you. These Medusa Queens are going to get hit real hard. Is it worth it to get the 54 to 72 damage out now? That's going to kill 5 to 7 of the Wolf Raiders. Let's do that. Let's kill 5 to 7, and thank goodness, because that good morale makes that feel so much more worth it. My word, what a nice pickup that was. Goodness. If that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. Maybe a trip to Coney Island. We were talking about how... We were talking about earlier how just people being happy, like the dogs, I'm just happy to be here. It's kind of how I sometimes feel whenever I go on vacation with my family. I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know this was here. I'm just happy to be here. Because did I plan the trip? No. Am I the kind of person that plans trips out for like vacation and such? Absolutely not. You found several of the best astrologers in the land gathering at the star axis. Happy to have some company. They teach you how to use the sun, moon, and stars to enhance your spellcasting ability. That person who plans out those trips are people like my wife, people like my mom. And I gotta tell you, I, as the person who am not much of a planner, I am grateful. I am eternally grateful to the people who are party planners in my life. My life goes so much better because they take it upon themselves to stress out and have a little bit of a difficult time making sure that things are nice and neat and orderly. And thank goodness for it. I am grateful for the party planners in my life. We're going to split up our troops like this. I think we can take these goblins and then we get a couple extra goblins. I'm hoping I can get here and here by day 7, because then I can pick up 30, 60 goblins. That will be worth it. That will be worth it. We've got up to the castle. Again, we'd love the ogre fort. Not happening. And so let's just fill out this castle by picking up the mess hall and some of these other bonuses. Oh no, we see the enemy red. Red for the first time is coming from the west. We're gonna have to figure out what we gotta do to stop them. Scouts have another rumor to report. Supposedly, Marzeth was a Knight of the Blade who inherited the Black Shard, but the cursed sword twisted his soul until he became a Death Knight. This would explain why the humans are protecting him, but it goes against Sandro's story that Marzeth stole the sword from a warrior's tomb. At best, the rumor must be only half true. Or maybe he's lying to you, Crag hack. I've said too much. 2 rocks go down. Wow, this is about 200 goblins. That's crazy. I'll be amazed if we only lose 2 rocks here. Let's see if we can do this fight just a little bit better, though. Because I think that we can. I really do. We just got to play very defensively. We got to take our shots where we can. And if we can use this terrain and if we can split up goblins, then the rocks can actually feel pretty well supported, I think. Maybe if we sit right here. I mean, will all the goblins want to go north? What if we just go right here? Is that going to draw attention? I think it might. Then we're going to sit right here. We don't have a lot of troops, but these 6 rocks were a really good investment. That was really a very nice investment. I think it might be worth it to cast the quicksand here, even if only one of them hits, and it's very unlikely that it hits. That's gonna help out a lot. Alternatively, we could do... That's pretty much it. I want to just cast Quicksand. It looks like it's not going to be helpful. Maybe actually goblins are going to come in this direction and get stuck right here, but I was really hoping for something closer up there. This one's useless. This one is probably useless. We're just going to have to wait and find out. Everybody's going to wait. So far expected. So far expected. Oh, we did get one. They're going to the south. Interesting. Is this hobgoblin going to go straight across? It might. They might. Okay, 42 down to 33 on those goblins there. The Medusa are in range to do full damage, as is this one. Let's see. Just out of range for this bottom stack. That hobgoblin is going to escape, but barely. We're going to use this method where we use our wait function, attack, and then run right back. Interesting. There is one more over there. Should we know we're going to get full damage off with these Medusa Queen. How about we just kill here? We kill one whole stack. We bring 23 down to 0. 2. Let's call it 2. Take that damage, and now we've only got 2 stacks of goblins left. Yeah, this fight's going to go much better for us. And in fact, next chance we get, we might just run those Medusa Queens up. Let's consider doing that. We'll see if it works. Maybe, maybe not. We're going to kill a whole stack here. 2 instances of morale on the Medusa, and that's a free 1,000 experience and basically a free 60 goblins. Advanced Wisdom, I talked about basic fire magic in the previous playthrough. I just don't think that an expert curse or even like a berserk is always possible and useful, and we do have the basic wisdom, but let's just go with the advanced wisdom, and we're going to save our final slot for something else. Yeah, fire magic, I just don't see that playing into my plans too much. Okay, there's 15 goblins, and unfortunately we're going to get stuck behind all this treasure. Who ever said that in their life? Oh, there's too much treasure. I'm having a hard time because there's just too much stuff to pick up. My back hurts, and my legs hurt, and my nose hurts. Yeah, suck it up. You can do this. There was an interesting playthrough I saw. Adrog Nava, he does videos on YouTube, and I really like his stuff. He plays Wake of the Gods, the modification that's similar to Horn of the Abyss in some ways, and very dissimilar in a lot of very key ways. And one of the interesting mechanics from that game is that it costs you movement points to pick up treasure. I gotta tell you, I kind of like the strategy in that. Do you want to spend the time to actually pick up this clump of whatever you found here, or do you just want to let it go? I could see both being reasonable and valuable. It's, it's an interesting mechanic. I don't know if I'd like to play with it all the time, but it is an interesting mechanic. Oh no, Piquidram. He's got a pack of the archers, lots of the halberdiers, several of the gargoyles, and several of the griffins. I still think that we beat him, but I don't love my odds. How about that? I think he's going to see us, and I think that he's going to want to run. Let's find out. Let's see what he thinks about his strength. I might as well upgrade the cliff nest. It's probably my best upgrade at this time. Oh no, what did he pick up? What did he pick up? He picked up battle dwarfs. That could have been a lot worse. I still don't like to give up free troops. Would I have used the dwarves? Probably not, but I might have. I don't know. I think I'm fine with it, folks. There was a tavern here. Phixfox has been complaining about not having a tavern, and here you go. We will persevere. I will not be denied, but I will also make sure that I don't lose this castle to a couple of stinking dwarves. Let's purchase everybody. The only thing that this really costs me is the chance at maybe getting the Behemoths this week. Maybe not. 20 crystal? We're going to need a bit of crystal, but we have a bit of crystal. Let's just ensure that we're not going to lose anything. How about that? Unfortunately, the enemy has now explored this entire area, and that feels pretty bad, because now they're always going to be apprised of whatever tactics we are trying to deploy against them. But I think that they were going to find us at some point eventually. Nah, that sounds like a cope. Never mind. That's Phixfox being like, oh, it could be worse. No, it's pretty bad. This is not great. Well, let's go retake our stuff and then probably go back for the crystal in the tavern. Man, it would have been nice to have already had a hero. What was right there? Did you see that? The enemy walked into something and I didn't even see what it was. It was just hidden in the tree line there. There was something right there. Hold on. Wait, I have the replay function turned in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, don't I? Hold on. Where is that? Adventure map objects? No, back. I don't do this that often. Sleep, wake, replay opponent's turn. There was something right there, wasn't there? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you just ran yourself face first into a cliff. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. This fight shouldn't be that hard. 6 goblins, the enemy has fled. Let's keep him from running. If he's been adventuring, I bet he's gotten his grubby little hands on something worthwhile. Let's move most of the troops up to the north. We'll keep troops here, Start combat. We can reach right now. I say we do it. I say that we attack with these Thunderbirds. We wait on the second ones. Is he going to cast a spell and run? Can I prevent him from running? Let's just wait. The slow is great. I'm just fine with the slow. Even if this costs us a Thunderbird, which I think it might, 16 hit points. Yeah, it will cost us a Thunderbird. I think I'm okay with that if it gives me the opportunity to keep him from taking his treasures and keeping them for himself. A haste here is actually interesting because we have Thunderbirds coming. We got stuff coming. Let's wait. Will every hero that Phixfox faces have artillery? Will every single hero have the opportunity to run whenever they want to? My word, it's so much easier to keep enemies from running in Heroes 2. Well, is it? Let me think about that. The answer is no, it's not. The wait function does an awful lot for you in Heroes 3. The thing you have to remember is I can use the wait function to potentially win a battle or make things go my way, but so too can the enemy. And that's okay. It's not great, but it is what it is. Let's go over here. We got a big enough force. Let's kill these wolves. Let's take all this stuff here and here. Get the refugee camp, grab this, grab troops, grab that, grab that. Wow, I feel so slow. I feel sluggish. I feel like a 300-pound rugby player on hockey skates. Yep. I know that I'm very athletic in my own way, but I'm also recognizing that I'm having a tough time responding to my own strengths. I'm having a difficult time controlling the situation so that I can be effective here. Crag Hack with 20 attack is that kind of behemoth type of person. He is a juggernaut in pretty much every sense of the word, but he does have some struggles. Right now, we're really having a hard time getting around this map in a way I would really enjoy. Thunderbirds are going to take the first shot. We're not going to take enough retaliation damage to cost me a Thunderbird. Whoa! Well, that was close. 1 hit point left. I guess we could have. I'm glad we didn't. 530 experience points. That was mostly free. Again, is the sulfur that important? No. I'm getting the sulfur and later the gems so that I can use those to trade, maybe get some Mage Guild levels. It's just not that big of a priority. It's really not. Mage Guild level 2 though, I'm hoping for the slow. We do get the slow. That's actually a really nice pickup. Amazing that it took me 2 scenarios in order to get that slow though. We're gonna get a good look at this hero for the first time. Edric. I seem to remember that Edric is a problem in this scenario. Like, I think he's actually their main hero. I think he actually is their main hero. You want Beholders? Yeah, I kind of do. I kind of want Beholders. Phixfox, why? Well, you see, I've already got the Medusa Queens. You might as well get the Beholders for the ranged damage. Because, you know, you're not going to have issues with morale. You've only got troops of 2 alignments. These are both the Warlock troops. I keep saying Barbarians when I mean Stronghold, and now I'm saying Warlocks when I mean Dungeon. You all know what I mean though, right? But I'm not mixing morale too bad. I don't know what to do with Edric. Again, this guy's a problem. I might have had too slow of a start here. I think he's coming. I think he is coming for me. And I think I need to prepare for his arrival as quickly as possible. Let's do that first by upgrading troops where we can. The upgrades in Heroes of Might and Magic 3 are pretty much all worth it. There are some that I will shy away from. For example, probably my personal least favorite upgrade is the Wyverns into the Wyvern Monarchs for the Fortress faction. I've had many people tell me, well, look, Poison's really good and there's a lot of reasons why you should take that upgrade. But I'm just not a fan. It's not my favorite upgrade. You're going from like 700 gold cost up to 1100, and like you don't get a whole lot of extra stats. You do get the nice special ability, but I don't know, just not my favorite. This isn't good. So, how close is this fight? We're gonna have to wait and find out, but 81 archers is a lot of archers. So let's not apply this battle result. Let's see if we can do any better, and let's just go from here. What's priorities? Priorities is don't take tons and tons of ranged damage. Good luck with that. 11 attack, 11 defense, 2 power, 2 knowledge. I think, I contend with you that would I rather have 20 attack and 5 defense or 11 attack and 11 defense? Knowing that I have offense, I definitely take the attack here. But in general, I think I would prefer a more well-rounded hero. We're going to do tons of damage, but we're going to get obliterated when we get hit. And so like these monks, these archers, going down the battlefield to deal with them is required. But man, is it going to hurt. We're going to wait on these Thunderbirds. We're going to take our hits. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be pretty. But I think that we can survive one salvo. And then I think that we jump on the archers, jump on the monks, and then run back. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So nothing else I can do here. There shouldn't be a lot of spells, though. With only 12 spell points, the best morale you can get, average luck, this is a problem. Yeah, so let's consider spells that we could cast or should cast. Air Shield couldn't be too bad. We do have all of our spell points, but again, we only have 10. And so, Precision, not really my favorite. Firewall, kind of a meh on Crag Hack with only 3 power. We do have 3 spell power. Let's plan on casting 2 5-cost spells, like 2 Blesses, 2 Shields, 2 Stone Skins, 2 Slows, with the 3 power. Those spells are at least going to last for a little while. Is it worth it to cast a slow now? I don't think so. There's no way. Look, he specializes in the Royal Griffins. These guys are going to jump right on us. Yeah, this isn't happening. Let's just skip for this first round of combat, and we're going to take some damage. Thankfully, you don't get to come on in here today until I say so. Yeah, this isn't happening. Okay. It's going to be a whole ton of orcs going down. Only 4. Well, maybe the monks aren't that big of a deal. Maybe. The issue I'm seeing is that there's problems everywhere. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. This is a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 problems. 1, I don't like it, and 1, I don't like it. But at least 4 main problems. And I'm worried that the enemies are going to come right on through the Sally port in just one moment. We'll see. I don't know. 16 defense? 16 defense. Should I get... Oh gosh, I'm only going to kill 14 to 19 of these halberdiers, and then I'm going to get destroyed on the back end. Should I instead try and kill swordsmen? No, I think that... Tell you what, we're going to kill these rogues. We're going to come out, kill the rogues. So that way they're at least gone. Well, and then you lose to the Griffins. Yeah, that was a bad decision. For some reason, I thought that then I was hoping for good morale and maybe they go up here or something. I don't know. It was a bad decision. Phixfox does make bad decisions all the time. In every aspect of my life, I make bad decisions just about every day. But the nice thing is, as I try and get all like emotionally geared up for this next thing I'm about to say, but the nice thing is that for every time I fall down, I get right back up, and I get back up. And that's all I do. I get back up again and again and again. And that's why I never lose. I never lose because I always get back up. And then everybody says, whoa, dude, you need to calm down. I agree. This is such a loss. There's nothing we can do at this point. Let's shield here. We're going to shield there in just 1 second. Might as well deal with the big scary griffins. Maybe the ranged damage wasn't that big of a deal because of the castle walls. In fact, I think that that's probably accurate. Ugh. Heart-wrenching. So, what are we going to do next time, folks? I'm going to turn the auto combat on because there's no way that this is winnable. What are we going to do next time? First off, you got to get additional heroes at the tavern. Second of all, I think you've got to start getting behemoths soon. So getting the wood, ore, and crystal, kind of a big deal. That first gold mine is pretty useful. And I don't know, like, I hate to say it, but if you get lucky at the refugee camp, that solves a lot of your problems. Like, it really does solve a lot of problems. So let's stay with the same start. I don't like the idea of switching off. If I lose again, then I'll switch off. But unfortunately for now, we're going to keep the same start. I don't think that this is the best, but we're going to go with it. And let's just see if we can reprioritize. Knowing that there's a tavern right there does make a little bit of a difference. Heck, even getting 10 ore here instead of like 5, even that's a big deal. Really is. This time on day 1, we were able to use our movement points a little bit better. We picked up all the gold and all this. That feels okay. 2,300 gold. I am going to pick up this Hall of Valhalla again. For just gold, it feels all right. And no purchases at this time. Once again, we start off with no goblins, no wolves. I don't know if that's an every time thing or if sometimes you do get a different roll. I just don't know if you roll differently or better or worse at times. With 3,100 gold, we still need the wood in order to pick up something nice. I think it's probably too much to ask that these hobgoblins join us again. That was actually really, really nice. We'll see though. 4 sulfur, not very nice. I would have preferred wood or ore. The hobgoblins do want to join. I mean, that's about as good as we could have hoped for. That's the difference between taking these early fights and not. So I can't be mad at that. I really can't. With 10 ore, I am going to pick up the Citadel. I think I can still get, let's see, I'm going to need 15 ore. Is there going to be 15 ore here in 2 chunks? Probably. You'd need like a 7 and an 8. And then maybe like 1 day. Let's go for the Citadel. This might be a mistake, but we'll see. Marksman now. 24 of the hobgoblins. I think that once again, if we just stick troops here and here and here and singles, and then we just wait and take our lumps, I do think that things go better for us. Yeah, and they do focus on the orcs, and that's pretty fine for me. Okay, all right. And then on we go. Doing damage with the power of friendship. Just careening down the battlefield. Full tilt. We're not stopping, we're not slowing. We are just here to have fun and do damage. Let's see. Goblins go here, wolves go there, and we'll see if somebody can step on these marksmen right there. And that's always interesting to me. I don't understand that move. Somebody's gonna have to explain that one to me. That was a mistake. I just let these marksmen do full damage to me. I should have waited. Because that group that was already gonna do half damage, they were already sitting there. I lost, what, 10 more goblins than I should have? 5? Oh, whatever. 250 experience points. Wood. 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 That comment still gets me. If you know, you know. Okay. Time to pick up the goblins. And we have made purchases every day but one. So we should be able to pick up the wolf pen with enough ore. We got to get this ore today. There's no sense in waiting. So on we go. Once again, let's do better than 9 and 1. Here and here. Actually, go here. Yeah. And then we'll wait. Interesting. I guess that 2 orcs isn't a big enough deal for these archers to want to mess with them. These single stacks don't matter, but this does. Okay. And then from here I can just hit Q. It's not going to change anything. 4 hobgoblins it is. Step up. That's going to be 8. We need, what, 7? We got 9. Perfect. We got all the ore that we need. And then it's... we're going to pick up... Do we have time to also get back here? Pick up the wolf pin today. Pick up the rocks tomorrow. I think that you can get all this and get this refugee camp in week 1 with the rocks to help you take that fight. And I do think that the rocks are a big reason why that fight feels much better than it otherwise would. Let's be clear though, picking up those hobgoblins, having them join you at the gold mine is actually the biggest thing. It really is. And the worst thing about this start is that it feels like getting lucky at the refugee camp is a nice thing. But we're not getting a hero? I don't know. You tell me what you think. You tell me if you think that this is a good decision or a bad decision. I think it's always going to be worth it to risk it on this refugee camp, though. Marksmen, they're not worth the experience to me, not for the losses I am going to take. And then here on day 7, we're going to see what we get. That's what I'm talking about! Ta-da! Okay, but here's the thing, folks. It's day 7. We have 0 gems. We would need 3. We would need 2,000 more gold and 2 more gems. I repeat. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Ah. That's just, I mean, look. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. Look. It's not happening. I've got 6 wood. I could get the marketplace, and even if I traded all my resources, I still don't think I don't get 3 gems. Yeah. This is just sad. That just hurts my heart. They knew. They did that to me on purpose. They knew. I know that they did that on purpose. Let's pick our chin up off the ground, and let's see what we can do. If we can get 900 gold and then 4 and 4 of the wooden ore, we can get the castle here. And so look, we're gonna pick up exactly 900. Oh, this is gonna be so close. $214. If we pick up the wood first, then we do have enough just barely for the ore. I think that order of operations there matters, because I think that the game lets you, when it comes down to movement points and the way that the diagonal works, I think that it lets you like round up or down a little bit. I think if we had gone diagonally to the ore, it would have cost more than we would have then had ability to go east for. So I think that order of operations matters. Let me know. It's been a minute since I took a look at the guide. But even though I lament the loss of the Archangel, we do pick up the castle. It's not too bad. That does mean that we get some additional creature growth for these guys. And that does matter. That does matter. So, could have been worse. We got another chance. Should we roll the dice and get lucky? While we're here, we got to get those other heroes. I don't know when I'm going to come back for this gem pond. Let's just fight these orcs. Let's take our orcs. 40 orcs. 40 orcs. That feels great. The gems, okay, sure. As we've seen, gems matter, but It's really all about the orcs. I'm thinking that even the Cyclops Kings, they can still be valuable at this point. It looks like they got a shield for the plus in defense. Even if they fight us, even if we have to go through them, with 3 rocks, maybe that's worth it. We'll come back. We'll come back. I would love to be aggressive. I would love to take the Cyclops now while I can. We're not going to. We'll come back later. These Wolf Raiders, why don't they just join us too? Darn, they don't. Thankfully, we are going to have some good opportunities to slow them down. We got Hobgoblins. I think I would have preferred single stacks instead of 3 rocks. In fact, I know so. I don't know. Am I wrong for just assuming that everybody wants to join me? The answer is obviously yes, but still. Rocks just to right here. If these guys get good morale and they go across the battlefield in 1 turn, guaranteed that they're not starting with the rocks. They'll start off with goblins or somebody like that, so just not worried about it. Quicksand with 10 spell points. I don't think it's worth a shot there. We only have 1 power again, 1 spell power. I don't think that the damage is good. There's no good spells at this time. Let's take the good luck, though. My word. Yeah, let's do that. All day, every day. And then everybody's going to defend. We're just going to take our lumps. Here they come. All the hobgoblins goes down. Okay, it's not good. I get it. Do we lose a rock here? I think we lose a rock on this retaliation. No, 45 damage. That's okay. We can deal with that. And then let's have everybody else step up. I think that... Who does more damage? 7 Wolf Raiders? 14 up to 16. Let's just have the rock do it because of the attack skill. It's up to 12. Here. Oh, and what am I saying? We have 40 orcs. 440 experience. Should known better. So this time we're picking up these precious resources. I don't think that that's actually the right decision, but it's right there, so I'm going to do it as we pick up the Orc Tower. This playthrough still does feel better than the first one did. War Unicorns is actually a nice pickup. I'm going to grab War Unicorns. High attack skill. Good creature. Magic aura resistance. Not bad. 6 more sulfur. A little surprising. And this is going to be some heroes that we're going to pick up in just 1 second. The War Unicorns actually might be enough to help us take these Dwarves. We're going to take some losses here. We do. But I think that this is actually an okay fight for me. Let's move on up. If we're not fighting ranged creatures, we have to remember to bring the rocks into one group. We did it again. And the unicorns need access to the top here. Okay, let's see what happens. 40 of the orcs are going to do some damage. I'm going to let the 110 hit point unicorns do some fighting here in just 1 second. Ska-Doosh. Nice. By the way, I heard an interesting conversation the other day. Somebody was lamenting the fact that voice actors are not getting their dues. There seems to have been a trend in a lot of movie making recently where people are not hiring voice actors, like good, quality, talented voice actors who can do some really amazing things with their voice. Instead, the trend has been to get famous actors to do the job. You know, people whose voices are either very recognizable or not, and just let them do it. I think that voice acting does require a certain something extra, a certain panache than maybe just straight up acting requires. I mean, acting is acting and voice acting is voice acting, and you'd think that if you could do acting, that you can also do voice acting, but there's some subtlety in the voice acting that I think requires a certain degree of specialization. It's kind of like saying, look, he's a doctor, and the doctor's really good at doing what the doctor does. But this guy, he's a podiatrist, and I've got something wrong with my foot. I think I need to just discover what's wrong with my foot. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy here. Okay, Jabarkus, aka Jabarakus. He's going to move over all these troops. 1 goblin, still. That's going to be enough for him to go pick up some freebies. And we're going to see if he can explore just a little bit for me as I go straight for these Orc Chieftains and hopefully impress them into joining me. I'll press them into service by impressing them with my tennis serve. That was lame. Wow. Oof. You ever tell a joke and immediately you get really self-conscious because it was bad? Like, that's one of those ones where if you pity laughed on me, I would know in a heartbeat that you were just being silly. Wow. Okay. This playthrough is going pretty well. We're going to accept this, of course. I don't know how we were expected to defeat Edric in the previous playthrough, especially knowing that this playthrough is possible. The War Unicorns are sweet. The Archangel would have been awesome. But even so, like, this is fine. We can deal with this. This is a playthrough that I'm happy to see through till the end. I was happy to see the other one through to the end as well, but still. Let's get our big upgrade now. We're going to be too far away from the... We're going to be too far away from the Ogre Fort for some action anytime soon. It's day 6. We might be able to pick up enough gold. If we don't make any purchases now, we might pick up enough gold to get ourselves all the way up to Behemoths. Let's see it. We have 7,600 gold, 8,600 gold, 9,400 gold. Never in my life, until now, maybe, perhaps now, this might be the first time that I'm ever hoping for gold and not gems in a mystical garden. Oh, man. The sound of music brings you to a small garden where you were able to sneak up on a leprechaun who is happily dancing about in the clearing. You capture him, and in exchange for his freedom, he guides you to a small pot filled with precious things. Unfortunately, these are the wrong precious things. That hurts. Is there any other gold around? There's just not. There is. Dwarven Treasury. You got to go for the Dwarven Treasury. This is the difference between Behemoths on week 2 or not. You got to go for it. And so even though I don't think I love this fight, even though the bulk of my forces are here in Orcs and Orc Chieftans, I feel like I have to take this fight. We're going to step onto the Dwarven Treasury, not fight it. We're going to see it's a throng of dwarves. That's a lot of dwarves. But that means it's all dwarves and not battle dwarves. That means that this fight is winnable. Let's put out some single stacks. Let's not forget, right? Do we actually want to split up the War Unicorns? Let's actually split up the War Unicorns. Let's do this fight. We have found the Dwarven Treasury. Do we want to fight? We do. 150 dwarves. One of the unicorns looks like it will go down. I think we can do even better. Albeit with close margins. We're going to shield. We're going to attack and take the damage. These dwarves can't get all the way down. 2 dwarves goes down. We got 63 hit points left over here. You just got to stay off of this slot there. Let's step up. We are, of course, going to have to hope that dwarves do not get good morale anywhere. And let's fight into this area. Oh, no. Okay, 58 damage onto this other unicorn. Oh, no. 30 hit points left on that unicorn. These 2 dwarves are too far away from these Orc Chieftains. We're going to step up. We're going to clear in this direction and then run in this direction. These Orc Chieftains with their 5 speed are going to be faster. And so we're going to let them do some work. 12 dwarves left. We're going to do 34 to 68 damage. You got to do damage. There's no sense in trying to save troops. This is why we have troops, is so we can do damage with them. Let's actually hope for a blind. Negative. Let's hope for a blind. Negative. Don't love this. This isn't good. We're going to lose at least 1 unicorn. Can't help it. I'm pretty sure that 21 of these dwarves are going to attack down here. Well, I can attack right now. 5? 0? 2 dwarves aren't going to kill 1 unicorn, are they? They do not. And actually, that decision to lose those dwarves there feels really nice to me. 20 hit points left. I don't think that these dwarves are going to do that much damage. We're going to do anywhere between 51 to 61 damage. How does 1 unicorn do almost 50 damage? And the point is 20 attack skill makes sure that we have so much bonus damage. My goodness. I'm going to see if I can save these unicorns. Both of them are just going to run away. The blinds have not worked out for me. And I think I'm actually going to haste this big stack of the Orc Chiefs as we kill dwarves here. Down to 37 hit points left, and that's going to let us run all the way to the corner as everybody else deals with dwarves. Yeah, that feels okay. And we're going to take a swipe here. Down to 14. Oh, no. Okay, that was fine. That was about as good as we could have done there. If these dwarves get good morale one more time, I'm going to be a little bit sad. Really, I will be. I'm going to be like a little bit like, hey, guys, this was not in the script. There's the wonderful movie. It's a Mel Brooks film. It's called Robin Hood Men in Tights. And of course, Robin Hood is famous for defeating the Sheriff of Nottingham in an archery contest. And in the movie, somehow the sheriff wins. And everybody there is stunned and dumbfounded. And he goes, Robin of Locksley goes, I lost? Wait a second, I'm not supposed to lose. And this, of course, being a Mel Brooks film, he pulls out the script because that's just the kind of humor it is. Think of the movie Airplane, for example, maybe Young Frankenstein, again, other Mel Brooks films. And by pulling out the script, he goes, wait, I get another shot. And so he does, in fact, win. Robin of Locksley does get to win. Just kind of fun little interesting things where it's like, yep. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But let's pull out the script and just remember that these dwarves are not supposed to beat Phixfox. The script says that I win, so don't cause me any more grief. With the castle, we're going to get 3 behemoths starting tomorrow. Let's hope that that's enough to defeat some enemies. I don't know if we need to push in this direction or clear everything out here. There's too much treasure here to ignore, plus those Cyclops Kings and these Ogre Lords. If these guys join me, we're feeling okay. There is this light blue border gate. We're going to have to go through that at some point. So I guess that means that we just don't go in this direction. I guess that means we're forced to go in this direction, doesn't it? Okay, that's what we're going to do then. We're going to go the way we got to go. And part of that means, I think, getting another hero. I know that we could use the gold for upgrades and such. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're out of resources. But I do think it's time to pick up another hero. Oris, the Battle Mage, with her speciality of Eagle Eye but tons of troops. Or Gunner with the logistics specialty. I'm going to take Gunner. Yeah, more than the value of these troops and incorporating them into my main army, I think that I'm looking for a third hero to run around the map and do fun stuff for me. And this guy runs around the map really, really well. I didn't read the Barkeep's tip last week because I was in the middle of saying something. But this time I will tell you that Beholders are the most confident creatures. Even when they're surrounded, they don't lose their composure. That is so very interesting. Are you telling me that ranged creatures doing half damage on the melee is not because their attacks are merely weaker? Are you telling me that they do half damage because they've lost their composure? That's a very interesting implication there. I'm very interested in that. Huh. All right, cool. Gunners can take one step out, and then I just realized, actually, this is a little bit useless. Orin, not worth it. We're going to ignore him for now. There's no good information in here, but I did want to check. I forgot to do that twice, and I did not want to forget a third time. Crag Hack is going to go to right about here. We are going to get rid of the slowest troops. Are we just going to eliminate 40 troglodytes? That's a lot of troglodytes to just let go of. Let's pick up 500 gold. Where was that when I needed it? I think I'm going to just take these troglodytes off of Gunner so he can have the 6-speed harpies. And then maybe he can get up and back as Jabberruckus. Just goes up the road to, oh, I don't know. Like right here? Maybe just like right here. And so next time, Crag Hack can get all these reinforcements. Yeah, and we're just going to hope that that goes well for us. No purchases at this time. Hey, what more do you want? You got behemoths. That feels like that's everything we need. So, the +1 attack skill I don't really care about. There's not really a lot of upgrades in here. In fact, the only upgrade that might be worthwhile would be the Orc Chieftain upgrade, simply because, not because I actually like the upgrade, but because the troops in Crag Hack's army, none of them are upgraded right now. I think I will take the Thunderbirds though. 7,900 gold. Do you want all of the behemoths? Of course you do. With 3,400 gold, do you want to leave only 1,400 gold for yourself? No. I think that you take the rocks. You trust that you have plenty of those orcs. And I think that you use these troops to go back down and resupply in this direction. Meanwhile, Gunner's going to go back north, Windmill, Refugee Camp, etc., etc. And then Jabarkus, his job is going to be to support Crag Hack in the illustrious job of picking up resources and having a real nice time. So, several Cyclops Kings, I doubt that they're going to join us, but I'm not worried about the losses, not with 2 stacks of 4 of the rocks. Do I really want to take any kind of damage from these creatures, though? It's not worth the experience. I'm thinking about it in terms of losses versus experience. It's not going to be worth it to me. Ridding the countryside of the hideous dragon who made a sport of eating noblemen's knights, you are honored with a dragon wing tabard. That is actually big. +2 attack, or excuse me, +2 power, +2 knowledge. Now being at 3 and 3, I feel okay. Some of my spells actually feel like they're going to matter now. Before, no, it wasn't really doing much for me. Now it's actually going to go somewhere. I don't think I can get this gold mine with 900 movement points. I can probably get this gold mine if I attack in this direction. So for that reason, we're going to attack the ogres. They want to run. We're not going to let them. They should be fairly easy prey. Let's just skip all the way around, let our ranged creatures do the damage, and then actually the behemoths are probably going to spring their trap in just 1 second. Dope. I clicked way too fast. And I lost the damage from 44 of the orcs. Whoops. My bad. Don't do that. Okay, let's have everybody wait. We're going to plan on no good morale coming out. That feels good. Feels good. Feels great. And you're dead. When I say you're dead, you're dead. I don't want to hear anything else. And that actually gives us an extra 1,000 gold per day. So that little decision to go here instead of here, it was close. If I'd missed by just a little bit, I wouldn't feel too bad, but happy it did work out that we were able to get an extra 1,000 gold per day. Not because we were clever, but just because it worked out that way. Remember, Jabarkus, his job is to pick up all these freebies for us. We just have to clear things out. Griffins, I think I can take without too many losses. I'm going to accept that. 3 goblins is not too bad. The advanced leadership feels pretty good. What's better than getting double damage? Having 2 full extra turns. Or 1 full extra turn, however you look at it. Your call. Everything we get is going to go into gold right now. And so let's just have Jabarkus pick all this up. You meet a traveler who offers to let you draw a card from a strange deck that he carries. When you refuse, he draws one himself. He has a momentary look of surprise on his face and then vanishes with a pop. Dropping the cards on the floor, you gather them and leave. Every time I see that, by the way, it reminds me of the character from the MOBA game League of Legends. It reminds me of Twisted Fate. Don't ask me why, and please don't try and have a conversation with me about League of Legends. It's not a happy time in my life. While venturing into a decrepit hut, you find the skeleton of a long-dead witch. Investigation of the remains reveals a ring with the dragon's eye set into it. Still eye of the dragon, +1 luck, +1 morale. And I suppose I should explain. While walking across a patch of dried vegetation, you are surprised to find a healthy green 4-leaf clover. That's going to be +1 luck. These 3 artifacts actually kind of mean a big deal. We immediately go to max luck. And then some. +1 luck, +1 luck, +1 luck, and +1 morale. That's a very interesting little cache of resources. Our combat strength just got a little bit better. That feels okay. But yeah, League of Legends, it was a fun game when I played it. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody, in part because the community is really, really toxic. It's not you get to the point where you're playing and you don't even know why you're playing. How about that? I think that we've all played games where that makes sense to us. And I cannot in good faith recommend it to anybody. There's nothing inherently wrong with the game. I just don't think you're going to have a very enjoyable experience. Lots of goblins goes down. I should have found a way to fight that fight better. Oh well. We do need to pick up this Star Axis for the +1 in the spell power. We've already read this, so I'm not going to read this again. And I don't know. I'm to the point here where I kind of feel like my recommendations might carry some weight for some people. Whoa, that's pretty nice. only costs gold, and you get a 7th level creature, we're definitely picking up the Bone Dragons. That is a nice pickup. We missed out on the Archangel, but we picked up the Bone Dragon. This refugee camp is paying off big time. And so, if my recommendations do carry any weight, I would hate to recommend something that ends with you thinking that I fooled you, or I wasn't being honest or upfront about exactly what you were getting yourself into. I don't know. What games can Phixfox recommend? First off, you need to understand that there's lots of games that Phixfox loves. The first game that does come to mind is one of the only other games I've really kind of put on this channel, and that would be Factorio. Unfortunately, I just don't have a lot of time to play Factorio. It's a game that is a big time sink. You will lose days of your life playing Factorio. It's a base building and simulation game. I love it. It's so very, very well done. And when the new version comes out, 2.0 comes out within the next like 2 months or so, I'm gonna be playing that for quite some time. I just will be. But big time sink, hard to recommend. The factory must grow. It is what it is. Other games I really enjoy. I do like some of the old games that were first-person shooters, specifically the games that were kind of puzzle solvers, kind of like the, kind of like the Duke Nukem 3D from 3D Realms. That was a fun game, and it was pretty darn well done. I know it had some adult themes, and it was graphic, and, for the time, it was a little bit shocking, in the same way that TV shows like The Simpsons were shocking back in the day, but now, by today's standard, it feels pretty tame. But something about the puzzle-solving platform shooters, I do truly enjoy. I do enjoy those games. Otherwise, I could also recommend anything from the Total War series. Blizzard has ultimately let me down. I used to love every single Blizzard game, and the only other company that held the same level of prestige for me in my mind was basically the Total War series. I think it was Activision at the time, before they became Activision Blizzard. And those games, to this day, Rome Total War, Medieval Total War, Shogun Total War. I mean, Shogun Total War 1 is one of the best games of all time. Like, when you account for the impact it had at the time, oh yeah, it's one of the best games of all time. I know that there's been many advancements in that genre of having massive battles on top of a map that you kind of play with, like an adventure map sort of a deal, similar to Heroes of Might and Magic, where I'm wandering around and then I get into a fight with a pack of Ogre Magi or whatever. But it really hit the spot. It really hit the spot. And I would always recommend any of those Total War games. I really would. Other games that Phixfox would recommend if you've never played them. If you've never played Portal, I highly recommend it, unless, and this is a for serious thing, I'm not just saying this for whatever. If you get motion sick, I would advise against it. You're never going to see me play Portal on stream, and you're never going to see me play Portal in a video, because I get motion sick playing it, and I think that watching someone else play Portal would be about the most nauseating experience ever. And so I'm never going to assume that I could possibly subject anybody else to that. Even if you want to see me play Portal, I'm going to politely decline, but it doesn't mean it's not one of the best games of all times. First off, just the simple mechanics of being able to travel from space and time and use your puzzle-solving brain with this new mechanic, backed up by an absolutely killer story. Yes, Portal is always going to be one of those games that I will recommend without reservation. 1 and 2, by the way. So, other games that Phixfox could recommend. Have you tried Heroes of Might and Magic 4? I don't know. For some reason... Okay, I know why. So I shouldn't say for some reason. Heroes of Might and Magic 4 was actually a really good game. I really enjoyed Heroes of Might and Magic 4. The storytelling was so very good, and I know it's kind of like the ugly stepsister in the Heroes of Might and Magic fandom. I know that. And I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong for having those feelings, because I think that in a lot of ways, you're probably right if you disliked it. It was rushed in development, they ran out of money, there was a lot of issues with the game. But the parts that are good are so good. I really feel like if you've ever heard when people recommend Heroes of Might and Magic 3, they say don't get the Steam version. They say don't get the Steam version because there's issues with the original Shadow of Death game. As I welcome my dear sweet wife home. Hello, dear sweet wife, how are you? I love you so much. Did you have a nice day? I'm gonna go say goodbye to I'm gonna go say hi to the woman I love. I'll be right back. Ah, she's a sweetheart. Okay. Anyway, there's a lot of games I would recommend, and yeah. I hope that if anybody ever has games that they would like for me to play, let me know. And I've still got a laundry list of games I need to play, but I'm always excited to see what else is out there, whatever's new. And someday, I may eventually get around to all the games. Hopefully. Maybe not. I hate to say it, but I don't know. I may have to retire before I can actually play all the games I want to play. I may just be stuck doing the best I can with what little time I have. I do feel bad because there's so many videos I want to get out. There's so much, stuff I want to do here. And there's just never going to be enough time. Basic Estates is a big no. I love the gold. The gold sounds great, even on your main hero. Basic Estates is not the play here. I think we already have too many, kind of weaker, maybe C tier, B tier secondary skills. I don't think that Estates is going to be enough to move the needle. For that reason, we go for the advanced tactics. We are going to pick up this Dragon Scale Shield, and we're instantly going to get much, much stronger. By the way, we did see red over here just a moment ago. Highly concerning. What to expect out there, I don't know. We're going to wait here so we can pick up Goblins tomorrow on day 1. And basically the same thing with Gunner. He's going to wait so we can pick up Windmill, Refugee Camp, stuff like that. Final purchases, probably could get the mess hall. Probably start tomorrow with Thunderbirds. Let's do that now. Every little goblin does help. Our happy little golden retrievers. You meet an old armorer who claims he owes you a favor. Taking him up on it, he pieces together some dragon scales, forming a well-fashioned shield. First of all, I would think that armorers are not going to be prone to just forgetting who they owe a favor to and who owes them a favor. It seems like back in the day there was very much a quid pro quo sort of an arrangement. And then on top of all of this, he just happens to have dragon scales laying about that will somehow give you +3 attack and +3 defense. Yeah, seems a little strange. I think you might have convinced him with your gigantic muscles there, Crag Hack. I don't think he actually wanted to give you anything, but much like in Heroes 2, there's an artifact where it indicates that you have persuaded them with the righteousness of your cause. Yeah, persuaded. Nah, don't believe it for a second. We have the opportunity to pick up 2 behemoths. We have the opportunity to pick up so many other creatures. We're gonna start off with these Thunderbirds though, and then go into behemoths just in case we were gonna run out of gold. 9,000 gold left. I don't know. I kind of want to just blow all my money on hobgoblins. Is that the best choice? Probably not. Is it the choice I'm gonna make? Heck yeah. And I'm only gonna purchase 10 of these wolf raiders and then get the rest in these orcs. For some reason, that split just feels good to me at this time. As we pick up the ore, and then tomorrow we should have enough gold to hop onto this refugee camp and say no to zealots. We've already got enough ranged creatures in small stacks. I don't think that zealots are going to be the play. So on we go. Trying to get these goblins up to the front, and Crag Hack is finally going to go through these Ogre Magi. It is time. And oh boy, does it feel good to be on time. These, let's see, we've moved over all these troops. I think we got to bring the rocks back. And it's, man, I don't know. We've got 4 wood, so we're still very far away from the orc chiefs. And so we're going to have 2 slots spoken for. I think that we keep the war unicorns until they're not as useful. And then these wolf raiders are just going to be sticking here. And now I don't feel nearly so bad about only having 10. With all of this movement points, Gunner's going to go back. He's going to bring me back some more Thunderbirds. And on we go. Into the wild blue yonder. which, as I've mentioned, people have noted that my English sounds a little bit different than other people's English. My dialect, especially my choice of language, is not typical, even for my area, I would necessarily say. I don't know where exactly I pick up a lot of my language from, but I have to think that it has something to do with my grandparents, my dad's folks. My grandpa was originally from Oklahoma, or the Oklahoma area, and I never realized how big of an influence that was on my language until I actually spoke to somebody that was from Oklahoma. And I was like, wait a second, this sounds oddly familiar. Let's go right through these Ogre Magi. If they want to join us, then we will get rid of the unicorns. They don't want to join us, that's okay. They will not be experience for anybody else. We'll take the 900 experience there. And Sorsha is not Edric. Sorsha looks like she's got a very winnable army here. She's probably cleared out some stuff. I think that we fight. I think that we win. I think that we overwhelm and then go back through these red dragons in just 1 second. Let's do this fight. The AI is thinking for a long time. That was surprising. 4 of the hobgoblins is going to go down. I don't know if we can do this fight without letting the enemy run. 5 attack, 9 defense is what she has. 20 spell points. We've only got 10 out of our 30, but we have 24 attack and 10 defense. If Edric did attack us this time, we actually would be doing at least reasonably well. I'm going to let the hobgoblins be in front of these behemoths. This looks like more of the prime position than this one, but the behemoths are slower than the hobgoblins. Let's bring our ranged creatures all up into this one little area. Let's hope that we don't eat like one single fireball or something like that. And we are going to focus on these halberdiers. And the reason is that this ballista with this terrain means that these creatures all have to go the long way. So we're just going to do damage where we can. Halberdiers are such a good level 1 unit. They're not as fast as I might like. I mean, I think that Centaur Captains are really universally well known as the very best tier 1 creature. But, I mean, I do like Halberdiers an awful lot. They just seem to pack a punch, although they are one of those creatures that most people will tell you that there's no need to upgrade them. Basic pikemen do just what halberdiers do, just as well or better. That's the general, that's what I've heard the cool kids say on the block. You tell me whether you think that that's true or not, but I've heard that many a time that there's no sense in upgrading your pikemen into halberdiers. I think that they look cool if they're upgraded, and I think that cool actually matters. Just a little bit. And this is why Phixfox easily falls prey to peer pressure. Ha 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 ha. He cares about cool. Not really. 6 red dragons. Not as tough of a fight as it could be. They're not going to get all the way down the battlefield. I'm going to let the unicorns just soak up this attention. Moving these bone dragons up. Yeah, I think it's time to lose the war unicorns. And so, unless these guys get good morale, then this should be fine to just sit here and bait them in. 1 unicorn goes down. 2 unicorns goes down. We're going to get this first shot off. I think that we actually want to wait with this bone dragon. Even just decreasing the enemy's morale by 1 is actually kind of a big deal. And so we're going to wait on that. Don't want to take the retaliation here on the hobgoblins. The behemoths, though, now there's a fighter that can dish out some serious damage. 2 war unicorns does go down. That just gives us room for other stuff. You meet the old armorer again. Taking him up on the favor, he pieces together some dragon scales, forming the well-formed breastplate. Folks, now with the dragon scale armor and the dragon scale shield, that is +7 attack and +7 defense. We are now pretty formidable. The issue is now that we are a 1 hero force. I know that we have 2 other heroes that are kind of here to help, but really, we are a 1 hero army. And if the enemy attacks in this direction, we don't have an answer for that. And that's pretty scary. With 6,000 gold, it's time to purchase as many of these wolf raiders as we can and send them on over. I think that Gunner's going to hold on to this 1 rogue. That's kind of what my plan is. We're going to trade over just like this. And Gunner's going to lead the way? Question mark? Yeah, Gunner's going to lead the way just so I can see what's up here. 1 single nomad's going to be useful. Maybe next week. It's day 5 now. I just don't want to get attacked, but at this point, I've been very reckless, and so it's not going to matter, I think. I will clear out this throng of pikemen, just in case I need this tavern over here. It could be useful to just have it available for a secondary hero to go and pick it up. So, with all this ranged damage, this fight's not too tough. I'm not sure how we lost any goblins. Yeah, there you go. 1,000 experience, no problems. Let's just see. Who do we got? Gretchen? Gretchen's got pathfinding and some goblins. We're probably going to want another hero anyway. Fortresses construct the Blood Obelisk to increase the ferocity of their town's defenders. That, of course, being a reference to their Holy Grail. I guess we can't actually bring the goblins because we're up to hobgoblins. Whoops. Let's head in this direction. Maybe we go here, and maybe Gretchen finds something up here. We'll have to wait and find out. Oh, 1,000 gold. That's always great. And this is interesting. A Monolith One Way Exit with 2 heroes who have just poked their heads out. Well, I think the Gretchen's going to go down pretty quickly. We're going to stay right here, make them go all the way in to get me. But Sylvia is here to stay. Throng of the halberdiers, throng of the marksmen, lots of the swordsmen, several of the cavaliers, a horde of the Royal Griffins, and lots of the zealots. Yeah, that's a little bit of a tough fighting force. But again, they're in the right spot. If this army was coming up this road, I'd be having a bad time. So it could be worse. Could be worse. Aha, we do get attacked. And it is Edric. So Edric is probably a hero that starts off on this map somewhere. That's probably just his job. Whoa! I'm guessing that Sorsha gave over all these troops. There's no way that there's 2 armies of this size. Yeah, she had to have been the resupply, and Edric has to be the main hero. 6 attack, 6 defense. In the previous playthrough, he picked up those dragon scales that gave him +4 attack, +4 defense. This fight is much more winnable now than it ever was. So I definitely just misplayed the previous map, and I'm very happy to have done much better this time. -1 Archangel. Let's play this very safe. No, look at this. Sorsha does have a big fighting force. Thank goodness that they didn't combine forces. Otherwise, that would be just too much to handle. I know Crag Hack can beat Edric here. I know we can beat Sorsha here. And I think that because I know what I know, we are obligated. We must fight this fight now. Sure, it's worth a gold mine. Gold mines are great. More importantly than that, that means that no combining of major armies is going to happen. If you don't fight this fight now and they join, you're going to regret it. Even if this fight isn't easy, it's going to be worth it. The enemy will flee. It's going to cost us several troops. Let's see if we can do even better. But yeah, 6 attack, 6 defense against 28 and 14. We will do much better than they shall. 2 stacks of the archers. That's a little bit interesting. I think I like that from them, though. By the way, bone dragons, sure, they do bring down our morale a little bit. Yeah, by 1. But it also brings down your morale. And I kind of hate you more than I hate my own troops. No, I hate you more than I like my own troops. There you go. With this advanced tactics, I think I'm going to make the enemy come to me. 17 monks and 100 archers. Meh, not that big of a deal. So let's more or less crowd around, and we'll see if in this way we can get the enemy to mess up and get just a little too close where they ought not to. I'm going to combine these ranged creatures. We just can't give up this key spot right there. Otherwise, somebody's going to disable or encumber both of those creatures. And let's just start the fight from here. Spells to be had. We do not have the slow. We do have quicksand. Might actually be viable here with 13 spell points. Let's actually do that. Let's cast the basic quicksand. And this is actually pretty okay. This one's not great, but these 2 are okay. So let's take our damage from afar. 68 of the orcs down to 62. Let's work on this top stack of archers down to 35. Swordsmen are going to wait. 51 of the archers down to 27. They kill a couple wolf raiders, not too bad. And unfortunately for these swordsmen, that good morale is going to be a curse more than a blessing. We're going to do about 400 damage to these guys. Yikes, 14 swordsmen goes down. Oh, interesting. And the Bone Dragon takes its hit. 28 hit points left. We are going to see if we can keep them alive. We're going to get the first shot off on these Cavaliers. Do we go for Cavaliers or Swordsmen? Actually, we go for Swordsmen. They've already lost their retaliation. And Hobgoblins, let's just make sure that they get to live to fight another day. The good morale is coming in wonderfully so. And I don't think I mind the Wolf Raiders actually stepping in here. If they do... No, Pikemen are too slow. They're not going to step on this quicksand. But even though we're going to take this retaliation from the one champion, I'm still going to be fine with that. Bone Dragon, we're going to just step on our own quicksand. Oh, maybe now. Maybe now the pikemen are going to, yeah, go in the wrong direction. Look at that. Your haste is way better than mine. That's got to be advanced air magic. That has to be. But now I'm saying to myself, okay, so you're going to be fast on the next round, but my Thunderbirds are still going to get to go. We're going to attack the Thunderbird, or the Zealots. Attack the Zealots. We can kill 58 to 80 of these pikemen with these Thunderbirds. I know that we've got another fight coming up. Is it worth it to just bless and just get all that damage off? I mean, 58 versus 80, that's a big jump in damage. And that's a big way to cut into their damage. We are trying to keep the enemy from running in this fight, remember. You gotta deal with them somehow. I'm gonna sell out. There is a magic well not too far from us. There's the Nomad's tent, and if you go south and around, there's a magic well there. Let's try and get to that magic well before we have to fight this upcoming fight. And this is gonna help this fight go even better. 800 damage with the good luck. That makes it feel pretty good. 19 hobgoblins, another 48 go down. That's fine. I'm expecting... oh, that was funny. I'm still expecting a win here. I'm expecting this is still going to go pretty well. More goblins go down. Archers. Archers. And the ballista. Okay, if we can blank you right now, all of our troops get to go, and you're not going to get to go until the second go around in round 3. So let's just end the enemy right now. 53 of the Royal Griffins down to 39, down to 26. We kill all of those gentlemen there. That would have been the swordsman. Kill these 4 pikemen. A double attack here on the griffins. That's going to be 1 and 2. With the good luck, we're going to take him out. That's great. And we are going to send the Bone Dragon down just in case he can be useful. I think we did it. We're going to make sure the enemy does not run. We don't have a haste though, so we got to be smart about where these Thunderbirds attack. They can do more damage to these archers, but they're more easily reached by these Wolf Raiders. So let's kill this 27 here. Bone Dragon's not the way to go. Even the 44 Orc Chieftans are going to get a shot off, so there's no way we can lose this fight. Down to 5, down to 0. 6 of the Orcs, 101 of the Hobgoblins, 16 of the Wolf Raiders. We fought the fight better, and the enemy does not get to run. Let's take your artifacts. You've got to have some. Well, you gave us plenty of experience at least. Just a stupid pendant of life? What? Dude, I don't know who's paying you, but you gotta do better than that. Basic archery. We're kind of the offensive hand-to-hand combat hero. I don't hate archery. There's a lot of reasons to take archery. I'm still trying to save this slot for something stupendous. Logistics, for example. Even pathfinding, we've seen that this map is a little bit rough. I am instantly vindicated. I am instantly feeling like a genius. Logistics it is, and that's going to be our hero. That's going to be Crag Hack. Expert offense, basic earth magic, advanced tactics, the ballistics, wisdom, leadership, luck, and logistics. That's an okay hero. Would have liked to probably have traded one of these, either ballistics or tactics, or even luck, for pathfinding. But hey, you can't have everything in life. So ultimately, this was a really good turn, and this playthrough feels good. If at this point we find a way to lose this scenario, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's not possible, but I feel like I've got the good start necessary to punch this one in. So let's just plan on winning. I never plan on losing, but sometimes you can really plan on winning, if that makes any sense. Gunner is too good of a hero to just lose. So we're going to go south. There is a town, Drago Breach. We're going to take that for free. Yep, totally free. Piquadram, he goes down. And anything in here. There is a second level mage guild. No slow is available. But they do have the resource silo, which is nice. I'm guessing that none of these troops are available. What am I clicking on? Here, 0, 0, and 0. Yeah, no troops are available. We do have access to our own tavern, though. It's pretty nice. Thane, Thorgrim. I think I will pick up one more hero, Thorgrim, just to send him up to scout. For example, right here, I would not have known that Sylvia was here if I hadn't done that. There's a road. Let's go away from Sylvia. Up, up, up it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. A few fairy dragons, but there is the light blue Keymaster's tent. That takes us down here to this light blue border gate. This feels pretty okay. And still, the Monolith One Way Exit means that we are always going to be in danger of being backdoored. Interesting. It's day 7. Let's head back to this goblin barracks, or at least towards this water wheel. And let's actually have... Oh, let's have Gunner not bring troops to the front. I think that this army is pretty tough. I think that this army is going to be sufficient. Let's sit on this windmill, pick it up on day 1, and then grab refugee camp, so on and so forth. As we go into month 2, week 1, day 1, astrologers proclaim it to be the month of the spider. All dwellings increase in population. Wonderful. I'm going to take one step in just because there are free troops here. Troops that the enemy is going to want to take from me later. Yeah, no other purchases here. I've got the wisdom. I might as well take the 3rd level mage guild, the teleport. The forgetfulness is actually a good spell. I do like forgetfulness. One of the reasons why I really do love water magic is the expert forgetfulness. Although I seem to remember that if you only have advanced forgetfulness, that it acts as if it's expert, meaning that it applies to multiple people at once. I seem to remember. Ogre Magi, nice supplemental forces, considering that we don't have any at this time. Could be useful to Bloodlust or what have you. Few fairy dragons. They're tough, but they're going to go down pretty quickly. There's a Den of Thieves here. I'll take that. Searching through the underbrush, you find the secret entrance to the Den of Thieves. An old acquaintance fills you in on all he has learned since your last meeting. This looks to be Marzeth, who has the portrait of Zarfax? That's an Inferno hero. I'm forgetting the name, but Zarfax is what I think it is. I think I'm wrong, though. But he is going to have 10 attack, 7 defense, 7 power, 6 knowledge. This is going to be the hero that we're going for. It's kind of nice because I'm guessing that he's underground and like chained up. And so we're not going to have to beat him until it's time to just defeat him. It looks like their toughest creature is the Dread Knight. Weird that our barbarians do have bone dragons, but so be it. Red is number 1 in everything except for Mercury, Sulfur, Crystal, and Gems, including Kingdom Army Strength. Surprise? To be sure. But I don't think they were as behind as perhaps the Thieves Guild might lead us to believe. With 1900 gold, we do see enemies from the south. We do see one enemy here that's popped up right there. The fact that they wandered that close to me is actually a little bit of a surprise, and I don't know what to think about that. Do they think they can beat me? Do they want to try and beat me? I'm going to take one step forward just so I can see. It is Sorsha. You know what? I want to secure this area. I don't think that Nagash is going to be a big problem. I think that I can just leave Gunner to mount a successful defense, remembering that we do have behemoths and such. I am going to pick up the Orc Chiefs now. 6,000 gold. We're going to leave the rogues. Keep the harpies, but then focus on the best troops first, followed up by these Thunderbirds. I think we're even going to wait here one day. It's going to leave a couple of movement points on the board for us, but I just want to be safe. And he's not going to go anywhere. He's not going to take anything that is really going to hurt me. 1 or 2 gems or 1 or 2 mercury is not that big of a deal. So let's just play this a little smart, play it a little safe, and let's fight this fight. With the Bone Dragon is actually pretty nice to affect their morale. Let's defeat not only Edric, but also Sorsha. Oh, she's stuck. Part of the reason why she wanted to, or she had to fight me here, is she wandered into a place where her back was up against the wall. The enemy is going to flee, but she is going to do a ton of damage. These losses, surprisingly, these losses actually look like there's a chance I might lose this fight. If Phixfox doesn't play correctly, he could lose this fight. So just remember that as we're taking a look at this. 21 Zealots, 20 Swordsmen, 132 Marksmen, 104 of the Halberdiers, 8 of the Cavalries, 92 of the Royal Griffins, and somehow you got 59 Orc Chieftans. I'm guessing that they just joined you. 5 attack, 9 defense, 1 power, 2 knowledge. We do have Forgetfulness. And if I have Forgetfulness, that means that I can pop in and defeat the Zealots first thing next turn. And so I think that I should do that. I think I'm going to hope that they cast a spell, and then I'm going to do the Forgetfulness, hope that they just forget how to fight, and then go from there. I'm not going to be baited into going across the battlefield needlessly, although I'm probably going to... Let's see. Nope, not close enough. Although I am probably going to plan on losing this Bone Dragon this fight. They're good, but meh. Their usefulness, their window for usefulness might be coming to a close. Let's try and keep these Orcs safe. Well, that's kind of part of the problem. When you got Orcs and Orc Chieftains, I'm not expecting any kind of splash damage. I think I can pull all these troops together safely. And let's just make them come to us. Yeah, let's make them come to us. Let's start combat and let's see what they do. So as far as turn order goes, we're going to have plenty of opportunities. When it's the Behemoth's turn, that's when we need to consider that Forgetfulness spell. We just picked that up, remember. Half of the selected enemy units will forget to use their ranged attack. That's not too bad. Alternatively, we could use a teleport. I don't think I like that nearly so much. Yeah, I don't like that nearly so much. So let's just wait. Oh, that was a mistake. I was so worried about if I could attack the Orc Chieftains that I didn't think about what would happen when the Royal Griffins did attack me. We can kill a couple of these Griffins. It's not going to be a lot, though. If we attack them now, we can send the Behemoths down next. We're still going to use that Forgetfulness spell. That's the problem with Royal Griffins, though, is that they have unlimited retaliations. There's no need to panic. We can use the Orcs and the Orc Chieftains to attack these Royal Griffins more than anybody else. Haste! Oh no! Full damage! No! I got outfoxed. The enemy correctly identified that the marksmen were one of their priority target stacks, and they then hasted them so that I could not Forgetfulness them. Well played. Well done. The reason I didn't Forgetfulness them right off the gate is I was actually hoping that they would cast a different spell, some other spell, and then by casting Forgetfulness, I would just half their damage. Whoops. That's a big deal. I already said that Phixfox could lose this fight. I think that we're seeing that this is a little bit scary. Now that that spell is off the board, what spell is next? What's the next most useful spell for me? Maybe it's the shield? Maybe it's the shield. Let's do a shield. Let's do a shield on the Behemoths. They're a good stack. They're going to do a ton of damage. 26 Royal Griffins goes down. I think I just lost one of the Behemoths. I did. And then let's kill the Royal Griffins before they get to retaliate against everybody. I don't love this, but it's going to have to do... Oh my goodness, no. One more Behemoth goes down. That's a bit of an issue. If I go right in front of these Cavaliers, they might have to go 1, 2, 3 steps to get around me. Yeah. They could probably still get these Orcs. I'm going to assume that it's not going to do that much damage to me. That was really nice. Good morale at the very end. We basically get 3 turns in a row with the Thunderbirds. So let's kill in order of importance. Here, here, And I think that I don't know what we kill next. This is the first two options, it was very clear what the best options were. How many marksmen did we just kill there? 84? You can't waste that much damage. You gotta kill either Orc Chiefs or Halberdiers. 2 to 3 damage, 11 attack, 14 attack, 3 to 6. Quick math. 180. I think you actually want to kill the Orc Chiefs. It's gonna be, yeah, Orc Chiefs. 59 down to 18. Whew. Not ideal, but we are going to take this. I'm going to haste the Behemoths. I don't want these Halberdiers to get another chance to do damage. Yeah, no. Not happening. We're going to kill you while we can, or we peel off. If I sit right here... Yeah, if I sit right here, then maybe I save some damage on these ranged creatures, as the goblins clearly did their job and did it well. 12 down to 7. 102 damage there. Slow on the Thunderbirds. Not a bad use of your time. Down to 5 Royal Griffins. I would have loved to have been able to have done more there. 184. We're going to do 184 to 461 damage. We could kill 33 Halberdiers here. Do you want to risk it? Low end of damage is you kill 18 out of 33. High end of damage is you kill 46 out of 33. The truth is maybe somewhere in the middle. Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Let's just kill him. Rats. 2 left. And that does kind of matter because of turn order and such. I'm actually going to haste the Thunderbirds. They're going to step on these 48 marksmen. I'm just tired of you. You're not going to get another turn to do full damage. Get out of my face. 69 of the Orcs down to 53. Swordsmen go down. 6 Cavaliers. I could potentially hope for good morale if I walk away. You're going to take a hit anyway. Just do damage. Just do damage. Just do damage. Sure, why not? Okay. And now, here's how this turn is going to go. Here's how the fight finishes up. We got to kill 18 Orc Chiefs. That's not going to be a problem. Behemoths kill the Cavaliers. We do full damage to these Halberdiers, and we win. 5 speed. 5 speed. We have to kill Halberdiers now. Do we have spell points? We do. Buddy, you made a mistake. And not only are we able to kill Edric outright, we are also able to kill Sorsha. 2 major armies go down, a glorious victory. They do not get to run. I'm anticipating that we're going to get some really nice artifacts. That's my hope. And by the way, we won that fight much more handily than the AI did. We did way better. We lost all the Thunderbirds last time. We lost all the Behemoths. We lost we lost more Orcs than we did this time. So that was a huge win in a lot of ways and more worth it than ever before. Pretty good, pretty good. And we get wolves. We're going to wait for these wolves here tomorrow. No, is it 3 wolves? 3? I'm not going to wait. We're going to go to this one, pick up these ones. It's just not worth it to me to wait that long. I could go grab these boars. We don't need it. We don't need that shield. It's not worth that much. We can totally beat Nagash. Do we head in this direction now? Let's just trade for a spellbook and we'll call it good. Yeah. With the spellbook, a slow, a shield, I'm going to assume that Gunnar can win this fight. So if he can't, then it'll be the surprise of the century, but I think that we should win this fight pretty well, I think. Okay. What a big turn that was. That was really pretty excellent. Now, I suppose that here is a concern. We just saw another enemy come through the gate. That's Aislinn. Aislinn, of course, has the Meteor Shower speciality. Spells are the great equalizer, even when your forces are not as tough as mine. I think that we need to avoid this fight. Maybe we win and maybe we don't. I don't think that we want to find out. I think that we just want to be safe and proceed in this area. Aislinn cannot reach us from here. They're probably going to take Drago Beach. We are probably going to let them. And then let's actually keep Thorgrim away. No, let's explore in this area. 1,000 gold, 1,000 experience, because sure, why not? Expert resistance for the resistance speciality hero, because sure, why not? And I feel comfortable fighting this fight still. Nothing has changed. Dabarakas. Making waves. And moving forward. It's possible that we should be looking out, by the way, for heroes and taverns. We've seen some nice heroes. Whoop. Run! We've seen some nice heroes. It might make sense to try and keep them safe. I remember that there's like some point here where you'll get surprised by some enemies if you wander into this territory without an army. These lands belong to the Knights of the Blade. If you do not have permission to be here, be gone. It's like somewhere in here, or maybe down here. It's going to be just like a group of swordsmen that hop out and try and get you. So for that reason, we're going to go to right here. Nah, just this far. Just in case it's right here. I don't remember where it's at, but it's somewhere. And then make Aislinn waste that much more time as Crag Hack gets away. Shiva. I like Shiva. Christian, he comes with a free ballista. Towns with a citadel attract more troops than a town with a fort. True that. Because we've got the tavern over here, I'm not going to waste the gold now. If I need to get the troops, I will later. Not right now. Time to fight this fight. We're going to clear, resupply, grab stuff, and go. If we lose this fight, I'm going to be real sad. That was close. You're telling me I'm going to lose 2 behemoths? What spells do you have, buddy? With 3 power and 2 knowledge, 17 spell points? You're telling me? Hold on. You're telling me that this is actually going to be a little bit of a fight? I don't like the sound of this at all. Maybe it's the ballista. No. I don't know why we're going to have such a hard fight here, but I don't like it at all. If he's got like a chain lightning or something, oof. Do I attack or do I wait? I'm just going to wait 1 round. I'm going to see what spell he casts. No spell, huh? Last chance for romance. Okay, 40 damage on the magic arrow. I can handle that. I can really handle that. I'm going to Bloodlust Thunderbirds once and twice. Hopefully they're going to do some good damage for us. 158 hit points here. Oh, the ballista attacked them. It must have been it. We'll take the retaliation here. It's not going to be great, but down to 26, 100 hit points left. Harpies? Sure. Like, I guess you might as well die. A very painful death. And because we've already taken the retaliation from these halberdiers, we're just going to stick right on top of these guys instead of go for these swordsmen. Let's just be smart about where we attack. Yeah, that seems like it's the best thing for us. Now do I want the swordsman? Tell you what, let's cast shield on these bloodlusted Thunderbirds. They're going to take this hit here. We're going to lose 1 on the retaliation. No, we don't even lose 1 on the retaliation. And now we're just going to kind of swarm in a little bit. Halberdiers do get 1 of the Thunderbirds. 1 set of behemoths is going to go for these 20 skeletons. 14 go down. Magic arrow in a weird spot. Didn't expect that. 5 of the swordsmen. They're down to 3. And now I think I'm going to get the Ogre Magi in here. 1 more Bloodlust. It's probably going to be just as good as their damage anyway. 1 Thunderbird left. Let's have them fight the Halberdiers instead of the swordsmen. Here and here. They do kill 1 of the Ogre Magi. We do lose 1 of the Thunderbirds there. And now the enemies run. Hey man, I didn't lose any behemoths though, so it's fine. Run away with my blessing. With my blessing. We'll come back to the gem pond later. Dabarakas has got something to do. I'm sure that if he heard me call him that, by now he surely would have said, please don't say that. What, you don't like it when I call you Dabarakas? No, I really don't. Just in case he comes back, I want to make sure I have plenty of wood to get behemoths, up to ancient behemoths. 15,000 gold, 20 crystal. We've got a lot of resources. Let's just trade. Let's just trade for what we need. 3rd level mage guild, not a big deal. Crystal, we do need the crystal. Don't trade that. And then wood and ore. We'll be fine to pick up the behemoths and upgrade them soon. And that's actually a really big upgrade. 150 hit points up to 300 is a big deal, especially in the amounts of defense that we're talking here. That's going to save us a lot of trouble. Enemy does scurry away from Drago Beach. I'm fine for that. We're going to hope to get 90 goblins up here soon. Since we do have the upgraded behemoths, it's time to go back. Let's just drop off all these forces, including these Ogre Magi. Only 3 after that previous fight. And this is going to be where things stay for now. Okay. All right. Not too bad. As I've mentioned before, this feels like a good start. We've got to capitalize. Month 2, week 1, day 5. I'm guessing that there's probably, what, 3 or 4 enemy castles. If you don't defeat them sooner rather than later, they're going to overwhelm you. That just feels like a universal truth to me. And so even though I'm doing well and I've taken a big chunk out of their fighting force, I cannot rest on my laurels. I have to continue to push tempo, I think. We do finally combine these orcs into orc chieftains, one big stack there, and that couldn't have happened at a better time. Because, as I consider if Crag Hack needs to stay overnight, he does not. Because I think that we're getting close to the point where we're going to have 6 or 7 different types of creatures, and so long as there's the chance that we continue to supplement our forces with the refugee camp, then it's always going to be a little bit, a little bit helter-skelter insofar as making sure that we have plenty of forces. Let's just see what Sylvia has. She's got nothing. 5 attack, 5 defense. It's nothing. I'm just going to end this fight here. The dwarves, I'm going to leave them out to dry. Leave them on their own. And I moved Gunner back so he can do one big resupply here. I'm just going to hit buy all with whatever we still have. Send them up, send them down. And sure. Should we send over the one rogue? It's going to hurt our morale. Not at all. So let's just do that so we have the additional scouting. I'm going to keep this one 6-speed wolf behind though. And it's day 7. Let's actually get Jabarkus back over here so we can do one final hero chain to get the, looks like the goblins into hobgoblins, and more importantly, get the 1 more week's worth of ancient behemoths. How far is Gunner going to be able to get here? 7 speed, 6 speed. He's definitely going to be able to get to here. Crag Hack just has to be careful. He can't move too far out. What am I talking about? This is the logistics speciality hero. If he can't reach there, nobody can. Okay, we're going to call that a day, and we're going to do one big nice hero chain to get from here to there all in one day. Very, very nice of the map designer, by the way, to have included this swan pond. It means that any hero coming in there, if they are foolish enough to step on it, they're going to lose their turn, and their advance is going to be slowed a little bit. Think of it kind of like the moat, right? It's kind of like having a free moat at the borders of my castle, the borders of my land. It's not going to really stop them, but it will slow them down. These 103 are going to go up. I'm going to send them, and I do believe that unless there's something really nice in this refugee camp, we're going to have ancient behemoths to defend against Caitlin, who is coming sooner rather than later. Let's hope that nobody pops out of here to come and get Gunner. Let's take back Drago Beach. It's free. We'll purchase some of these troops in a moment. I do want to get this Dwarven Treasury. I've definitely got to get this Fairy Dragon, and I think it has to be Crag Hack that defeats this. If I go up this road, maybe the enemies are going to come back, and if they continue to go this way, so be it. I just really hope that I don't lose Gunner. They've proven to be a really, really useful hero for me. Let's see what happens though. 3 red heroes are on the board. They can have up to 8, and so we're kind of accounting for them a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. The one rogue is letting us know that these two fairy dragons are just roguish. I don't know. They're being very obstinate. It'd be lovely if they decided to join me. I don't think I can convince them to do that, but I do think I can convince them to die fairly quickly. Ouch, ouch. No, you're just gonna kill 60 hobgoblins? There's nothing I could have done about that. Like, I just lose. Huh. Alright. Well, we got 500 and 500 hit points to chew through. We'll do that just like that. And I think that we just kind of had to suffer with that. We'll pick up the light blue Keymaster's tent, and we can now go through here. I think that that's going to be a better exit strategy or exit point than going all the way through here and then up through here. I think that this loops back and forth, kind of like a queue at your favorite theme park. Naga Queens, that's pretty good. Naga Queens are good. Not as good for my castle, because they are going to bring down my morale, because it's not going to be Crag Hack that's leading them with his leadership. We'll come back. Is this hero going to pick up Naga Queens and I'm going to be really sad? That's actually possible. Let's just make sure that they don't pick them up. This is me playing keep away from the enemy. I don't really want these troops at the moment, but... And it's not even that I don't want them. It's that I don't think that they're going to be tactically the very best decision. What did you just grab that I didn't see? Once again, let's replay this turn. What was there? Look, they grabbed something right there. I thought I picked up every artifact. It was like the cards and the Clover of Fortune and the Still Eye of the Dragon. Did you pick up one more something that was like right there that I just missed? Huh. That's so strange. The gold is critically important, the gems less so, but I'm right here, I might as well. And then these enemies are coming back. I'm sure that they won't stick around, but they are coming back. I don't know who's the better hero, level 1 or level 1. Offense, archery, tactics, logistics. It's clearly Jabarkus that is the better hero. So let's have everybody else pick up freebies in this way, while he goes back home ready to attack or defend or do whatever makes the most sense to him. Yeah, these troglodytes, probably going to have to get rid of them in just a moment. Let's pick up 2 behemoths and a couple of these Thunderbirds. Let's see if we can get the troglodytes to die a very quick death for me against these boars, because Caitlyn's a little too far away to really threaten me at the moment. They do come back. Red came back. Huh. I don't know if I can get both, but I'm guessing that the enemy won't leave here now that they've holed up in there. So let's fight the hero that we don't want to escape, and then let's fight this other fight. 17 of the Zealots, 32 of the Halberdiers, 22 of the Marksmen, 16 Crusaders, 17 of the Royal Griffins, 6 of the Champions. They are no longer cavalries, they are champions. Put some respect on their name. They are who we thought they were. They are who you thought they were. Well, who did you think that they were? They are who we thought they were. That was Romeo Crenell, who passed away, I believe, in 2009, 2012. He was a football coach in the National Football League. And he was coaching the Arizona Cardinals, and they had basically like an undefeated season, and then they played somebody who is generally pretty good, like, I don't know, the Patriots or somebody, and then they lost in embarrassing fashion, I seem to remember. And so that was his post-game conference. He's like, they are who we thought they were. And then everybody made fun of him, and just like, if they were who you thought they were, then why did you let him get away? He's like, we let him off the hook. As far as post-game interviews go, I can guarantee you that if I gave post-game interviews, I would do horribly. It would be bad. Like, here's the problem. I think I would do good, but in reality, I would do horribly. And that's where the issue is. It's not that, like, I would be overconfident in myself and my abilities, and it would ultimately cost me dearly. Everybody that makes fun of me, they would get to make fun of me for good reason, I think. We're going to bloodlust these Orc Chieftans. Aw, rats. Enemy has fled. 1,700 experience. That actually cost me a couple of troops. And it's not that bad. We'll be back. They'll be back. These boars shouldn't be a problem. As we lose a Naga Queen? What? Hold on. Hold the phone. We're really trying to get these troglodytes to die. I don't know if I can manage it. Yes, do it. Go in that direction. Stay away from me. Go towards the troglodytes. Let them do their job. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we're gonna wait. Poor That's ugly. That's really bad. Poor morale's gonna strike. We're gonna defend here? And we're gonna defend here, and we're just gonna wait again? Okay, that's not the best, but it'll be fine. We'll take the retaliation, and then Medusa attack from here, Behemoths attack from here, and then Thunderbirds attack from the top. That worked out about as well as it could have given the situation. My word, it's so weird when boars actually end up doing damage to you. I don't think that I want to take the retaliation from this many boars still. 210 damage? Yeah, we're going to back off with the Thunderbirds. We're going to let the Naga Queens do some damage. Down to 21 hit points. Somebody's got to do the damage. Boars did 89 damage. Alright, I think that we might be able to get away with this. No, we do lose one Thunderbird. Alright, whatever. And a Naga, whatever. I'm out. Phixfox out. Okay. At least we know that Jabarkus is getting better. And it's going to be the leadership, since apparently he's going to be mixing troops for the rest of his life. While searching through the rubble of a caved-in mine, you free a group of trapped dwarves. Grateful the leader gives you a finely crafted shield. I actually can't say enough about getting leadership right there, because he's going to be the guy that uses this refugee camp to defend. So it makes sense that leadership is actually super critical for him. Like, probably the very best thing anybody could have gotten in that situation would have been leadership. And he just got lucky. He just rolled it. Yeah, I'm for it. I don't know if we win this fight, even with what we have. Let's see what the enemy does here. They do see our castle now, I do believe. I think that that was enough for them to see. 23 of the hobgoblins goes down. We're going to accept that. Talisman of Mana, sure, why not? Stop in because I don't remember if there's something here I need. And then let's head back just in case. Just in case the defenses don't hold. This is where we want to go anyway. This is the place. And the reason being for that is that these enemies are going to keep coming from here and here. I care a lot more about making sure nothing bad comes this way. So, we're going to back off. We're going to make sure that these troops get out. Even if I lose Jabarkus, that there's worse things that could happen. But I'm hoping that Caitlyn cannot reach here this turn. Even if we do just give up this castle. We'll trade a little bit just to make sure. Just to see if we can put some resistance up. You might as well buy this many hobgoblins. Okay, let's see it. And Caitlyn running feels fine to me. That's, again, one of those things where I just wanted to make sure I didn't lose these troops, because the troops are so much better on Crag Hack than literally anybody else. So, it's a weird thing that you find, or at least that I find, maybe you don't, but I sure do, in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I've mentioned in my Heroes 2 playthroughs that in Heroes 3, I will often play in a way where I'm trying to just keep troops away from the enemy. I will purchase troops in a castle just so the enemy can't hire them and use them against me. But in Heroes 2, I don't end up doing that nearly so much. Partially that's because 6th tier creatures are so much better. Like, so much better. I can reach back here in 2 days. Let's hope for the best here. And so, in Heroes 2, it doesn't make nearly so much sense to just try and keep enemies away, because the experience isn't worth it. You're going to just give over experience for all the troops that die. And once you get upper tier creatures, they're going to roll over these single tier creatures anyway. The gap isn't nearly so wide in Heroes 3, and so it feels like it makes more sense to put up a fight where you can, even though it's going to cost you experience. Not always is it going to work out in your favor, but it's at least worth a shot. Troops are going to stay here to defend in this region. I'm going to see if I can sneak this gold mine out. Caitlyn's coming back. This hero is dead, but there was a big enough army that I felt like I really wanted to defeat them while I could. Like, even though I'm not getting out and attacking the enemy castles, I am still keeping the weeds down. If you're gardening, you gotta put in the work to just keeping the weeds down, even if it feels like you're fighting a losing battle. It still does something. It's still a critically important, a very necessary thing to do. You just might not be happy with how much energy and effort it takes. Once again, 66 marksmen is actually a fair amount. There's no guarantee that you're going to use your cure here, but at least this way you're not going to use a haste or something else if I cast forgetfulness. So, show me what you got, buddy. And then we are going to wait for everybody else. I don't want to... I guess I'm going to take hits from the champions, but it's alright. 20 of the Wolf Raiders goes down. 7. Whoa, why is this? Has this always been like this? Oh, if I hit and hold shift. Oh, my shift button is sticky. That's why. That's weird. I hated that for every second that was existing in my life. Not a good time. Nobody else. If I attack right here, even the Griffins shouldn't be able to reach me. Unless I just messed that up. That's fine. Down to 92 of the Orc Chiefs. I'm going to keep this one rogue. He's doing great for me. Oh, you... Down to 18 of the Thunderbirds. It's the principle of the matter more than anything. Did that really hurt? No. But the principle of the matter is, you darn dirty dog. How dare you. The marksmen did do lots of reduced damage. The zealots are going to do way more reduced damage because they're not going to be alive anymore. I'm going to haste these ancient behemoths. We're going to kill so many halberdiers here. Oh yeah. This feels good. All your marksmen, all your griffins, and with my blessing you can now run away. 5,000 experience. It's useless, but once again, just keeping the weeds down. You better pick up these where you can. We're going to send another hero back this way. The value in grabbing those is that external dwellings in Heroes 3, unlike Heroes 2, external dwellings can be flagged, and when they are flagged, they will do you a great service by adding to the amount of troops that you can hire in your castles. So, if you didn't know that, it's kind of a big deal. If you did know that, I think you're going to agree with me that it's kind of a big deal. And that right there essentially represents 2 extra wolf raiders. For the low-level creatures like goblins and wolves, it doesn't make that big of a difference, but you find like a behemoth crag, for example, and you feel like you hit the lottery. We're going to pick up 1 nomad. Phixfox, why are you picking up 1 nomad and 1 of the rogues? It's the special abilities. Spying, such a good special ability. That's the reason why I can like right-click on some of these enemies and I can see what they've got. The nomads are sandwalkers, and so beach and desert, I'm not going to have a movement penalty there anymore, which is kind of important because we do have an issue with our... whatchamacallit. This is not good. Jabarkus was supposed to be up here to defend, but he got distracted. I didn't think that Caitlyn would actually rush towards him and this castle. And so now I am hoping that he is attacked and dies very quickly, just so that way this castle can have some nice defenders that can get away. I don't know what the enemy's going to care about more. You can't take both. You can't go back and then go all the way here. You got to pick one or the other. I am going to give these troops a chance by at least giving them a hero that can support them. I don't know. There's just too many troops here to just ignore. So let's purchase everybody we can. Looks like we got everybody but 40 of those hobgoblins. The morale looks bad here. It's not worth it to keep these 10 troglodytes just for that. And the Naga Queens could prove useful in this fight, so they shall stay. I don't love this. This could be a... I think I've made a mistake here. I know I've made a mistake here. We're going to have to wait and see how bad it costs me. Caitlyn's going the other direction. Very interesting. By the way, when you see my game slow down, that's my computer getting too hot. Oh my gosh. Even now, my computer's too hot. Our Heroes 2 playthroughs have been plagued with technical issues due to my computer overheating. And I've mentioned to some people, my computer is really awesome. It's really an awesome, good computer. It's the best computer I've ever owned. It's the best computer I ever will own. It was a gift from my brother. And it was a very kingly gift, I must say. And so it's a great computer, but even the best computer can be brought down by disrepair and, I don't know, Cheerios that your kid spills all over your computer. And, you know, random bits of cat hair and whatever. I don't know. So it's probably time I get this computer refurbished. And the issue is not that my computer's not good enough to record and play the games at the same time. The issue is that it's definitely not good enough to overcome those overwhelming odds and still perform tip-top shape. So, 40 more goblins, we're going to combine forces, and I think it's time. If the enemies want to come up and take my other castle, we're going to let them. If they want to take this town over here via this area or down here, let them. We've got bigger fish to fry. With 9 ancient behemoths, it's time to sally forth and to do some massive damage. The enemy has fled. I think that with these losses, that looks fine. I think we got time to just push and press our advantage and be happy with the good that we have in our lives. Accept the good and let go of the bad. It's like breathing in and breathing out. You breathe in good, clean oxygen, you let go of the unclean oxygen. It's not that the air you breathed in at the time was bad for you. Quite the contrary, you needed that. But now it's time to let go of those things that are no longer serving you. And so I ask you, what things are in your life right now that are not serving you? I'm going to get philosophical with you for one point because I care. When was the last time you examined your life and double-checked with yourself and said, man, do I really need this bad habit of mine? Sometimes we hold on to bad habits because it's hard to let them go and we're scared of the work it's going to take. We're probably never going to admit in front of other people that there's a part of us that is scared of hard work or just doesn't like to do hard work. And that's fine. I think that's a pretty human thing for us to do, is just say, you know what, I don't really like hard work. That's fine. It's really fine. But there's an issue there when it's no longer serving you. And you got to be brave. You got to be brave to let go of the things that hurt you. You got to be brave enough to let go of your vices and your sins, even the ones that you love. So ask yourself, what do you need to leave behind so you can have a new beginning? And go do it, please. Not for me, but for you. Fighters appear out of the underbrush and eye you warily. Do you have permission to be there? Their leader asks. I'm literally a barbarian with 9 ancient behemoths in tow. Have you ever seen an ancient behemoth in the flesh, buddy? I am pretty sure that you should know the answer to that question. Permission? You laugh. I don't need no stinking permission. With that, the leader commands his fighters to charge. Aha! We have found them. It looks like it's going to be 60 swordsmen, 1 crusader. The fight should not lose us one of these Thunderbirds. We're just going to wait and wait. And oh, why not just cast 1 single slow? And then does the battle end well for us? I think I have to make the Thunderbirds stop one more time. So let's just defend. 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 Kill. Behemoths go down. Wait, wait. And this should be the end. Cool. 2,000 experience. Don't really need it. And we are officially into the enemy's territory, folks. I know that there's one enemy behind us. I don't care. It's time for us to start taking their castles. the best way to get the enemy off of your back is to get onto their back. So 18 of the hobgoblins goes down. I'm not going to fight that fight again. We're going to stop in here. It looks like a level 1 mage guild. Is there opportunities for level 2? There is. I could get the capital. I don't know if I'm going to hold this castle though, so that seems like a little bit of a waste of gold. But the stables will help me for the rest of this week. We're going to stay here overnight and set off first thing in the morning. Yes, that seems like a good idea. No goblins left to recruit. Let's just wait here. Let's sit right on this refugee camp. This guy's not that tough. A couple of behemoths should solve that problem pretty soon. Wow, you left tons of troops in Drago Beach and just took the nobodies with you? What? That's the weirdest thing. I've never seen the AI do that. That is so strange. Maybe, hold on. There's got to be another red hero in there. I assumed that this was the hero that came out of the Lith and defeated me. No, they hired this hero and sent them with whatever barbarian troops were extra. That has to be it. Yeah, that has to be it. That just makes way too much more sense. Okay. On to a new day. Yep, there he is. Oh, it's Rosic, the witch. Interesting. Okay, so they're back. I don't really care what forces they have. It's not going to change what happens here. Funny enough, so we built the stables. If we had just set off, we would not have gotten the stable bonus. You have to click into the castle and visit the stables by visiting this page. Otherwise, you do not get the speed bonus. So make sure that you take heed of my advice and do the best you can by being very, very smart. Adela or Gretchen. I actually really like Adela if I'm playing like a single player map or if I'm playing against somebody. Gretchen is who I'm going to take. I'm going to take Gretchen. That's just a lot of free goblins I can just leave behind to defend this castle. Or I could get rid of the one Sandwalker. Let's do that, actually. Goblins will slot into this army fairly well, and I don't think I'm going to quickly come upon any sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Up the road we go. Trading post. There's a garrison here. Is this free? It's free. So we're just going to wander right through. Gunner is going to pick up Griffins. No, Griffins are not going to be as useful for me as they would like to think that they are. Barkus. Picking up freebies. Now we more or less have to worry about the pressure from over here. This area, I don't think that anybody's going to come through. I think the Crag hack is going to take care of them just fine. And with all this extra gold, I'm actually going to purchase one more hero. And so it will be Adela, who's going to leave behind most of these troops and set off down this road so that I can know if Crag hack should go this way or that way. Stopping in at the sanctuary, you enter the sanctuary and immediately feel as if a great weight has been lifted off of your shoulders, so you feel safe here. And so now she can go out and do some exploring every now and again, whenever the mood strikes her. School of War. The battle-scarred instructor of this School of War grunts as you walk past. For a fee of 1,000 gold, he can teach you your choice of new attack or defense skills. Let's go with more attack. No, let's... You would totally not be wrong to pick attack. I'm going to pick defense because I like to be a well-rounded hero, even for one such as Crag hack. I think that there's more across this channel here. And so for that reason, I'm going to go in this direction, off-roading, just to clear this area out. In case there's something nice, I want to pick it up. I want to deal with tough heroes before they become a problem. I want to scout this terrain. And I've got more gold, so let's hire Gurnison again. Ha! Heroes everywhere. Scouting is worth 2,500 gold to me at this time. So that's what we're going to do. One extra bit of sulfur. Wow. Okay. Throng of Royal Griffins. I seem to remember that this Monolith 2-way is actually our main goal. I think you got to go through these guys. I think that this Monolith 2-way takes you to like an island or something. And then you got to go underground to find the Death Knight. If this is ringing a bell, let me know. But that's the plan I'm operating off of at this time. Rally flag, we're going to pick up the plus morale and the luck and the speed. Light blue Keymaster's tent, we've already picked up that on the other side. We've already got stables. We don't need another one. There's another castle, third sword. Okay, so rhyming scheme. Second sword, third sword. I'm guessing the first sword is over here. And that is actually really nice. That lets me know that there's only so many enemy castles, not to mention this one town. I'm not so worried about this gentleman here. Let's just wait. Let's wait them out. If they want to attack us, they can attack us. They're going to attack us in our castle as we pick up the upgraded Ogre Magi. Time to get rid of the rogues. We will see about the Naga Queens in a moment. Plenty more movement points here. Do I go out of my way for the gold mine, or do I trust that scouting for experience is the best thing for me? First sword is behind the green border gate. I don't know where the green border tent is, but this seems like a bastion that you can only get to after some very particular circumstances have been met, which I like that. It makes it a little bit annoying. Red tent makes it a little bit annoying, but understandable. There is some mechanics that I do detest in Heroes of Might and Magic as a series. Oh, red border gate. So you got to get this tent in order to take this castle. There's probably the green tent over here or something. Crag hack. We're going to have to wait and find out if we have to go to this tent or not. One of those is Monolith One Way Exits. It's a cheap way of making it feel like you can't ever leave your castle and you must defend and attack at the same time. I don't really like it. Like, I really don't. If you like it, great. I don't mind. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. But I think that there's got to be a better way of strategically adding difficulty to these fights, to these scenarios. And we just lost all of our heroes, so be it. And so something like this feels bad. Again, if you disagree, I mean, okay, I just feel like there's got to be a better way than making a Monolith One-Way Exit where they always have access to me, but I never have access to them. I would prefer to play and win games where we are on equal footing, more or less, and then I have to overcome by strategy and cunning. And I don't think that that should disqualify me from having fun. Anyway, these three Ogre Magi, their whole job is just to cast spells. I'm not as tough as I thought I was. These forces are pretty tough. I know it says that we're going to win. This is not going to be a nothing fight. How do you have so many Royal Griffins, so many marksmen? Hold on. Hold on. Quick pause. Quick pause. I'm Googling Heroes of Might and Magic 3. What is this? Black Sheep? Map. Celestial Heavens. Hack and slash. Black Sheep. Seize the Black Shard of the Dead Knight to win. Is this the one I want? No. There's one of these resources. So that was Celestial Heavens. They don't have the one that I was looking for. Is it the Might and Magic Wiki? No. One of these resources lets you know if there is scripts that run on the map. And when I say scripts, what do I mean? I mean, if there are, if there's something in the game files that allows the enemies to get free troops for free. I'm not seeing it here immediately, and so I'm not going to worry about it. But these levels of troops that we've had to beat, it feels impossible to me that these all have sprung up naturally. It has to be that you're getting free troops. See? Is it fair? It's not really fair. And I don't like it. And I wish that wasn't the case. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. Truly, it doesn't feel right. We are once again going to cast a Forgetfulness. That's just too many marksmen to deal with. I think that once again we're going to want to wait. If you cast a Haste, sure, you can maybe get down the battlefield. I don't know if you're going to do that, though. Royal Griffins, we're going to do 1,000 points of damage. Up to 1,800. Look, I know that there's Halberdiers here. I think I might as well kill Royal Griffins. I'm going to have to deal with them anyway. And then I can deal with them, and then Crusaders and then or champions, and then the Thunderbirds are probably going to deal with the halberdiers. Then again, the Orc Chieftains can defeat Royal Griffins now. Then again, look at this. Okay, with this terrain, I can't tell if this is passable terrain or not. If this is passable terrain, then the Crusaders can step up. I think I'm actually going to let the Orc Chieftains deal with the Royal Griffins because they're not going to take any retaliation, whereas Ancient Behemoths will. We got to kill all these halberdiers anyway. Let's just do that. We're going to take some extra damage from these ranged creatures. No, never mind. If they focus the Ancient Behemoths, I would have taken extra damage. Since they don't, I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah. And I am going to go down the battlefield with these Wolf Raiders. Not all the way. Yeah, okay, so you can get through here. These Crusaders can get through here. And so I'm going to hope for good morale. Maybe I get it, maybe I don't. I do. I can kill the Ballista now. That just means that the Halberdiers have another place they can walk through. Or, excuse me, the Crusaders. I just don't want to take that damage. Can't help it. It's coming one way or the other. So let's just kill where we can. 17 down to 0 on the Zealots. Griffins are going to be a problem. I don't want to lose Hobgoblins for free, though. We're probably going to have these... Weird. I'm going to have the Goblins step back. 98 down to 69. That's pretty good. The Thunderbirds are going to get the Bloodlust, and then we're going to step up with the Goblins to right here. I love that 32 Crusaders decided to kill 3 Wolf Raiders. That feels so good. I know that we lost one Behemoth there. I still think I like the way that this round of combat has gone. I don't hate the way that this has gone. We got to kill Crusaders before they get 2 hits off on us. 20-something Crusaders going down is very nice. Griffins are coming, unless... If I haste... There's no way I'm going to haste the Orc Chieftains up to 10 speed to outspeed the Griffins. If I slow them... They're not going to get slowed enough to deal... there. Behemoths are in kind of a bad spot now. I feel like I need to step the Thunderbirds up. It's going to open me up to tons of damage. Let's just shield the Thunderbirds, because I anticipate that they're going to take a lot of damage. Nice. And then let's see what you do here. Yep, that's fine. No. Oh, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, I just didn't want the Griffins to get into these Orc Chieftains. Yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to wait one turn. Ouch. 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 And then 69 Griffins down to 44. That's going to be fine. And then the Ancient Behemoths are going to come back and do so much damage. Goblins are going to defend so they can just be in the way for one more turn. And then all these Griffins should go down. Yep. Nice. Champions are going to get to go next unless I slow them. Let's slow them just to see if we can make this fight go better. Can you kill 9 Crusaders and 21 of the Marksmen with these 2 troops? Not unless you get good morale. Here's the deal, though. If you attack the Marksmen... Okay. You can potentially go here, get good morale with the Behemoths, and then go here. If I kill the Crusaders, and then the Behemoths get good morale after they kill the Champions, they're going to be real sad because they can't reach the Marksmen. Let's kill the Marksmen now. Let's hope that we can kill... With the turn order, it's got to be Champions. It might as well be Champions. And then you just got to hope that you get good morale. If we get good morale, we win. If we don't, they run. Okay, it is what it is. So the enemy has fled. 8,000 experience. 1 Behemoth lost. 9 of the Thunderbirds. These are the 2 stacks that really matter. These troops are just kind of extra. They took some attention. They did their job. Okay. We do need the spell points. 9 out of 30. Let's pick up this Magic Well. And if there's something right over here, I'm going to be real sad. I'm going to assume that there's not. Let's go and take this red tent so we can come back and take second sword. It feels very, very necessary to do so. This army is tough. This army is not. Okay. Let's do it. Not a great hero. Level 1. We got the basic tactics. So that's going to be useful. If this hero is tough, like a level 4 or 5 or something, I'm going to be pretty sad. But this should still be an easy victory. 1, 3, and 36. I'm going to accept that. I think I could probably do better. I think I'm going to accept it just in the interest of time. My time and your time are both valuable. So, how could we have done better, just for the folks that are wondering? Probably, I think that I would have adjusted the fight so that I wouldn't have lost the Thunderbird. I've said that many times in the past, and then I lose the Thunderbird anyway, or whatever that priority troop is. It still happens, but I do think that if I know that I'm potentially going to lose somebody like that, I can generally adjust the battlefield, and I would much rather lose extra goblins or extra wolf raiders than lose a Thunderbird. They're just that valuable. They're just that good. The enemy there, Adelaide, did not take second sword, which is good. Nagash is coming my way. Oh, there were some creatures defending, thank goodness. I might as well purchase all these guys. Make them earn it. Yeah, no problem in making the enemy earn their wins and victories. In fact, it's so good that I'm going to trade tons of resources so we can get marksmen, because dealing with tons and tons of marksmen just feels bad. We're even going to upgrade this one Griffin. Could you imagine you get promoted right before the battle, and then they say, well, best of luck, and you're like, what do you mean? They're like, I hope I see you again. You're like, what do you mean? That's actually, funny enough, the beginning of the movie, The Mummy, that features Brendan Fraser. His commander sees the oncoming forces and just runs, just turns tail. And so then the guy's friend looks at him and says, you just got promoted. Yep. If your commander runs, you've been promoted. Like it or not. Okay. Third sword is ours. Second sword, I think, is going to go down. Maybe Crag Hack is close enough. No. I was wondering if maybe Crag Hack would be close enough that they might rethink that decision. I don't think that they're going to. I don't think that they should either. They do. Well, it's a pleasant surprise. I'm going to pick up this Mercury because why not? We still do have time and space to go pick up third sword coming through the red border gate. And all of a sudden, I think that we're going to control 1, 2, and 3 castles on a map that only has 4 castles. Assuming we win. 10, 2, and 6. I'm not going to fight that fight. That seems pretty reasonable to me. And Caitlin goes down. Third sword is very well upgraded, and it has a capital. So, for all my fears about purchasing a capital in the other castle, I feel much better about this. I feel good about upgrading Mage Guild levels and things like that. We're going to stay here overnight, and then tomorrow we're going to set off. We're gonna pull up one more hero. We had Gretchen surrender. I don't know if you noticed that. It cost us 100 gold. That was actually not intentional. That was like 4 days ago, 4 turns ago, but it happened. And so, hey, they've got the 7-speed Nomad, and they've got the sand walking ability. Sweet. Everybody's staying put. And Crag Hack, I did want Crag Hack to stay there. It just felt like it was going to be the best thing. I think I've got time to rush over to the enemy now and prevent them from going up the road in that other direction. Let me split off. Let's see. I'm just going to split troops like this. This doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel good. I've really taken some pretty heavy losses here. Seek out learning stones. They're scattered about the land. You can only learn from each one once, but you learn much. Truly. A genius wrote that. Protection from Earth, Frost Ring, Hypnotize. Don't know how valuable those spells are going to be, but always nice to have some additional tools in your tool belt. We're going to go up the road as far as we can. We are back to full spell points. I know that there's stuff to pick up here, so I'm going to send one more hero out. Valeska, sure, why not? We are not going to get the stable bonus until we go to this other castle there. We might be one day out of our way, funny enough. So let's just go here, picking up wood. Stables. Aggression's going to go down. We got to come back for that arena at some point. That's too many stats to turn down for free. Gunner's fine. Jabarkus is here. On to a new week. A little bit of a long scenario here. We are at month 3, week 1, day 1. This is the end of month 2. And so astrologers proclaim it to be the month of the Hornet. Again, though, this scenario feels like we've done pretty well for ourselves. I've had worse. How about that? You can tell that this is still a fight, though, because I'm still using Jabarkus to pick up all these freebies. Oftentimes, you're going to see Phixfox just stop being thorough. And I don't mean to be. I've mentioned before, sometimes I get lazy. In long playthroughs like this, it's currently 2 hours, 45 minutes in. It does get to the point where fatigue does set in. Unfortunately, when fatigue sets in, some of the first things to go are my desires to pick up every little thing. And does it make me feel bad? Yeah, it really does. It's incorrect play. It's not as good as it could have been. And for that, I do apologize. But I'm only human after all. And thankfully, I only get tired after the early game has happened. And truly, I do believe that the early game is the most important part of Heroes of Might and Magic. By the way, nice time to have the ballistics. Let's hope for the best. Oh yeah. We talked about how ballistics was maybe a bad secondary skill to take. When that happens, you kind of got to change your tune. I think that there's no stress in hasting the Behemoths, so they get to go pretty soon. Just flying through and causing damage wherever we can. 4 Crusaders goes down, Marksman here, there, everywhere. Yeah. For some reason, I think that the AI does not usually target the gate. I feel like with their ballistics, they generally try and target, like, the turrets. I'm probably wrong on that. I hope I'm wrong on that. But it feels like it's truly the case. I meant to bloodlust you, but whoops. By the way, I know that there's a limit on how many times a creature can do one of those casts, like a genie or a whatever, you know? There's only so many times that they can cast their special ability before they just kind of run out of their own personal mana. I forget how many casts that is, but clearly it's more than what we just saw there. There are skeletons and marksmen. Let's do 1 lightning bolt just to finish this off. Is 60 points of damage going to kill either of you? It will kill. The skeletons. Get the hints. 2,500 experience. There's so much experience that we're just not picking up. That feels kind of bad. Headgroom approaches. We will take your advice. Do we pick up the 4th level mage guild? I think that we trade for it here. Who knows when we're going to come back? And even if it's really good, then you're going to feel a little silly, but yeah, I think we're going to do that right now. Let's see, 1 more here, and we're going to trade just a little bit of gold. Maybe it's a great spell. Sorrow and Counterstrike. I do like Counterstrike. Counterstrike's really nice. Sorrow could be useful. It could potentially be hard crowd control. Really is kind of what it comes down to. It could be the difference between the enemy losing their turn entirely or not. So I think that we have 2 enemies in here. We've taken this whole half the map. Enemies got to come through this garrison to get to me, assuming I can go track down these folks. Let's give it a shot. Oh, and what's the growth here? 6 per week? There's 7 zealots, but growth is 6 per week. Growth is 8. Growth is 7, 14. You know what? I think that that's actually a matter of external dwellings. I think that there's got to be external dwellings on the zealots, and that's why they got 7. Base growth of 3, castle of 3, and then the enemies had a zealot monastery out on the adventure map that I didn't have. So I don't see a script there. Just saying. But generally, if you're smart, if you're the map designer, you're going to make the script come into effect on day 1 of the new week for the enemy. And so that way it doesn't happen until my turn is already over. I don't know. That's just how I would do it. I think that's how it generally works. But yeah, you got to be real careful. These guys got their real tricky scripts going. I do want to purchase one more hero. Let's get Zyron. And the Thieves Guild is a friend to everyone and no one. Good to know. Good to know. Archers. Archers. Ooh, there is a Redwood Observatory. We'll pick up that in just a moment. Ah, there it is. Monastery. So I was correct. And we're going to track down Adelaide real quick. We're going to see if we can get that green tent. I'm going to go out of my way for the gold mine. But if I can get the green border gate, we're going to be in good spots. I'm worried that the enemies are going to pour through this Monolith One Way. And in fact, I think I can't stop it. Let's get Jabarkus up because he's the better defender as compared to this gentleman. Wow, 2 Cyclopes. We got the Ogre Magi earlier, and now we got the Cyclopes for free. So let's just have Gunner head south. And Jabarkus is going to head north. Meanwhile, we've picked up pretty much everything, minus sulfur. We've got a capital now where we didn't have before. 1, 2, 3, 4 heroes. 4 red heroes in this little spit of land. Nope, you want to go up, trust me. Nope, you want to go up too. Geez, guys, figure this out. One of you be a gentleman and let the other one go by. Recently, so I mentioned that I've got a new job, and that's part of the reason why my schedule has been so crazy, and that's not a bad thing. For me and my family, it's really good. I'm grateful for all the opportunities. I'm very sad that it takes me away from this wonderful opportunity to play Heroes of Might and Magic for y'all, but it's a good opportunity for my family. And I mentioned a little while ago that I went mountain bike riding with a bunch of rapscallions, young, at-risk youth, and had the time of my life. And funny enough, some of the mountain biking rules, if you've never been mountain biking, it's generally agreed upon that going uphill is harder than going downhill. Who knew? And so if you're going downhill, you slow down so that a person going uphill on a trail can get by you, right? Because the trails are usually small enough that only one person can go on the trail at any given time, either up or down, but not both. And so if you're going... Pikeman? If you're going downhill, then you make way. And you let the person who is working really hard go up. These young rapscallions did not. And I couldn't imagine for a little while, as I was going down and cheerfully saying hello to all the people that were biking up slowly as I, slowly got out of the way and biked around them. I couldn't imagine why they were all a little bit frustrated. I was like, man, everybody's really crabby today. Turns out that all the young people had just sprinted by them. They had gone so fast, and it was they had broken protocol. And I feel bad because we had talked about it. That was one of the things that we had talked about. Come on, guys. But I suppose that is simply youthful exuberance. And it's hard when you're that age. You don't understand. And so while I may have been somewhat stern with them at the time, I can appreciate it for the funny moment it really truly was. So I had to mention to someone the other day that I don't generally get mad at people. When there's a problem and I need someone who I'm supervising to do something, I really don't get mad. But I do use my voice as a tool. I have found that yelling doesn't usually help the situation, and so I just don't do it. But there's been many a times where unfortunately I've had to use my voice as a tool, and it was actually really, really nice because the feedback I got was, hey, because Phixfox was yelling, I knew that this was a serious deal. And it wasn't like I had to just scream. I could just yell and say, stop or go or whatever the case was. And because I hadn't yelled before then, people knew, oh, there's a big deal and I need to listen right now. So using my voice as a tool. I don't yell out of anger or emotion, but there have been times where I've used my voice as a tool. I'm sure that anybody that is a parent understands that completely. Pack of Firebirds. I'm gonna just check this real quick. Sword of Hellfire. I don't need it. I've already got the Greater Knoll's Flail. This treasure's not that useful. I don't care. We're gonna go back. +1, +1, +2. There's lots of pluses to get here. It may cost me some time on the back end of this campaign. It might affect my final score is kind of what I'm saying, but it's not going to be enough to really concern me. We're going to continue on and make sure that Crag Hack is as strong as he can possibly be. We're out of gold. Funny enough. You would think, I guess, that with a capital and at least 1 or 2 gold mines that we'd be doing pretty good. Nope. Still having a problem. But the fact that Sylvia is not attacking us is a huge win. This is huge. Knowing that we can hold on to this castle means that I feel comfortable with the rest of this fight. There's not gonna be any problems. From here on out, I'll go back to First Sword in a little while. We're gonna take First Sword on day 1. We might be able to take Second Sword on day 7 here, maybe day 1 here. Yeah. And then just hope for the best moving forward. You need to explore for me, Xeron. I don't often bring the Demon Axe into my army, but because I have you here, you're gonna work. You got stuff to do for me. Gotta be useful, gotta earn your keep. Looks like 3 heroes there, 4th hero there, and then a 5th one we've seen in this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heroes on the map right now. Pretty good to keep track of everybody at this time. We are quickly getting all of the adventure map cleared out. We have scouted pretty darn well, accepting these losses. Stopping in. It's day 7. Can't get a Portal of Glory. Picking up a 3rd level Mage Guild, Fireball, and Frost Ring. Sure, why not? And then we will pick up this castle on day 1. My word. Come on, baby. Come on. I don't need to turn on the AC just so that way you can work. If my computer ever catches on fire someday, I will let you all know. I will make like a YouTube community post, and I'll just let you know. Hey, I can't do videos anymore. My computer caught on fire. It would not ultimately stop me. I would find a way through. I'd find a way to keep on doing this, but might stop me for a little while. I don't know. Maybe I'm catastrophizing this situation just a little bit. Maybe it's not as bad as I feel like it is. Maybe I'm just dramatic. Actually, I can almost guarantee you that I'm dramatic. Look at this. Where did you get all these troops from? That is BS. That is unacceptable. Yeah, there's definitely scripts running on this map, and I hate it. There's no way. There's no way. 56? 28? Oh, Edric was in there. I don't care. I still don't think that's right. Okay. Let's fight this fight. You know what I need, by the way? I need 1 single chain lightning. There was a really nice discussion I was having with, I think his name is, I'm going to look. I think it's Blue Jeans. And we were talking about the secondary skills in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, and we were discussing archery versus ballistics. And it was really an excellent conversation. It was Blue Jesus is the name. And we were talking about ballistics, and we were talking about archery. And tell you what, what I really always hoped for that video would be to spark conversation. And I really appreciated this individual's time that they took to have a nice conversation with me about it. In some ways we disagreed, but the more that we talked, the more I think that we both realized that we disagreed in very, very few ways. We ultimately recognize that there's certain strengths and weaknesses associated with, in Heroes of Might and Magic 2, ballistics and with archery. as we see the blind coming out. And by the end of it, I mean, I think that we both just realized that, look, both of us have a great amount of knowledge in the game, and both of us mean very, very well as we're discussing this great game that we both really, truly enjoy. And it was just a nice conversation to recognize that sometimes, even if we have all the stats in front of us, one of us might view a certain stat or skill a little bit more favorably than the other person, just based off of one or two small things. There doesn't have to be an ocean of difference. And it's always nice when you find something of a kindred spirit out there that just enjoys the game and so on and so forth. I'm going to blind one more time. I know that the enemies are going to get to fire from their castle. Let's see, 23 damage. That's going to be one more Thunderbird that went down. So be it. Let's see if we can knock this archer out of his tree. We do. Very nice. And then the Behemoths should finish off these Royal Griffins. I think everybody else can finish off these Halberdiers. Let's see it happen. Thankfully, due to the good morale, it definitely happens, but 5 and 8. But anyway, these castle fights are making me feel really good about having ballistics, because the 8 Behemoths being able to get into these fights early and often is going a long, long way for me to be successful on these maps. I'm going to combine these forces. We're going to mix troops. It's time. With 17 Griffins here, which we're going to trade for even more gold. This is a great time to start bringing in some extras. Bring in some support. Marksman, and then these last 2 Griffins. Okay. And that way we can more or less just keep rolling. Okay, this area is secured. No, it's not. Not secure, not secure. This area is pretty much secure. It's not going anywhere. We just purchased 2 more Ancient Behemoths. It's fine. I say that we go up this way, and as weaker heroes try and leak out and go this way, from our castle, Jabarkus can grab them and come back. He's going to be like one of those trapdoor spiders that like hides under this little door, and he's just going to pop out, grab him, and then go back to his little hidey hole. So, if that makes any sense to you, then you've definitely watched Animal Planet once or twice. Which, I gotta tell you, unfortunately, so I'm not a big cable watcher. Growing up, we didn't really have cable. I had some friends that had cable, I had some relatives that had cable, but I didn't really have cable TV. When I think of cable TV, I think of things like the History Channel, Animal Planet, Cartoon Network, stuff like that, which in America, those channels are cartoons, history, and animals. Great. Who doesn't love those 3 channels? But unfortunately, over time, those channels have turned into less and less about being about history, animals, and cartoons, and more about just other stuff. And I don't know why. They were doing just fine before. But for some reason, I never see history on the History Channel anymore. It's always something like Ancient Aliens, which, okay, sure, it's interesting. But sometimes I just want to sit down and watch a really cool documentary. You know? Maybe I'm the only person that feels that way, but a little sad that that's not there. Animal Planet, it feels like if it's not Shark Week that nobody cares. Okay. All right. I care. And then Cartoon Network, I guess that's still mostly around. Some things will never ever go out of style. Cartoons are probably one of them. I'm wondering if we can defeat Sylvia. We know that she's like 5 attack, 5 defense. We got 6 Ancient Behemoths. 6. But if we lose this fight, I look like an idiot. If I have to surrender, I won't have enough gold. Let's fight anyway. I've got to be able to beat her. Come on, I've got to. Okay, the enemy's fled. I was worried, but I'm like, maybe she's got something nifty. I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to check. 10 attack, 6 defense. She's actually kind of tough. We're going to just auto-combat this. I was going to accept those losses. I did just want to see what she had. 10 attack, 6 defense, yeah. Ouch. But level 3 Barbarian now. And I don't feel so bad about my heroes cleaning up this area. Oh, and we can pick up this refugee camp now. Somebody can, anyway. Ah. No. Did I really just let you walk right by me? No. At least you're not going to get to run. Still got the Behemoths. I think I accept these losses. No, we'll fight them out. The other day, somebody indicated, they said, Phixfox, I really do appreciate it when I get the opportunity to see you fight these fights all the way through, especially kind of towards the end. Again, I'm getting fatigued. I'm getting tired, but there is some very good intrigue with fighting these fights as best as we can, and I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to let you guys down. So, for that reason, let's carry on. Unless it's an absolute slaughter, I think that there's still occasionally some tactics that'll come up that you might find useful. If you're either newer to the game, returning to the game, or maybe I just do something nifty that you've never seen before. And I mean, surely it can't be the sultry sound of my voice. Surely it can't be that you want another half an hour of this game, but maybe you do. Whatever the case is, I'm really happy. I'm happy to do it. So, yeah, happy to be here. One Thunderbird left. I kind of do hope I get to keep the one Thunderbird. Even the flexibility of just being able to sit one Thunderbird in front of some enemies does feel pretty nice. Let's hope that that guy stays alive. Down to 71 of the Orc Chiefs. 8 Behemoths are going to kill, I don't know, Crusaders, I suppose. I'm going to back off the Thunderbird. Griffins are going to slide in. Kill. And kill. No, you're still alive? Oh man, that cost me 5 Orc Chiefs. 10 Orc Chiefs, 1 Thunderbird, and 20 of these Marksmen. So yeah, we did do that fight much better. There's no other troops to purchase here. So be it. Clone? That's a good spell. I'm all for having Clone. And because they came up this direction, there's nobody else here, I think it's time that we go and give them a taste of their own medicine. What do you say, boys? Do you think we should catch them with their pants down? Aye, aye, Captain. Good, I'm glad that we agree. Phixfox is losing his marbles. Ooh, Master Genies. I don't have room. I'm gonna come back. It's day 3. They're good enough troops. I'm gonna come back. Oh no, wait. We're gonna have... I keep wanting to say Dace. It's not Dace, it's Gunner. Dace is one of the other Minotaur heroes. We're gonna sing Gunner up to pick up the Master Genies. They're a good enough troop that I would hate to lose them. We're gonna take back our castle here. Our town, excuse me. No problems. And at this point, if we were gonna lose because of Phixfox's arrogance, it would have been already. We would have already lost by now because, I mean, if we lose Crag Hack, we lose the entire scenario. And it just hasn't happened yet. I don't think it's going to happen. Nope, I do not think it's going to happen. We're going to send the bulk of these forces back over here to help support. We're going to send our fastest troop back for the opportunity to be ready for the resupply when it comes. And there's 2 heroes left on the map, 1 and 2. 1 is by Second Sword. Dang it. How are you so fast, brother? How are you so fast? Well, we're going to have to catch them one way or the other, so... a little bit of a struggle, but at least we're going to get to go to this mercenary camp along the way. We're going to go back, we're going to defend with what little forces we have here. Gold mine doesn't matter. Just don't let the enemy get to that other spot. We don't want the enemy to potentially go through the lith one more time and make them, or make us chase them in circles. Yep. Okay, let's see what the enemy does. 2 heroes, 1 and 2. Do they purchase a 3rd? They do. And a 4th. It's day 6. They're going to get another week's worth of troops. We're going to pick up the 1+ attack. Fighters want to fight us. We fight. We win. Going to pick up our Fountain of Youth for the morale and the movement. And I think I can just take these troops and defeat this guy real quick. Funny enough, we do get the spells from the Scholar. Quick split and back. Now Crag can continue on his way through the garrison here. The enemy should be very afraid. On day 7, we're going to leave up the road. So Jabarkus is going to be too slow. It will be Gunner who goes up the road this way. We will reach our foes. Yeah, you're not going to be it, buddy. I see that hero that tries to go up the road and just pretend like they're going to go in this direction. Yeah, you're not going to scare me at all, sir. But remember, even after we defeat Red, like, I'm making sure that I'm being very thorough. And defeating Red and taking care of business, sure. There's a lot of good things I'm doing right now. It's not the end of the road. Really, it's not. There's much more to be had here. Because we do still need to defeat one big, bad, evil Black Knight with a sword. So, this is going to be the final purchase from this castle. It looks like it's going to be time to finally let that Naga Queen go because you're just too slow. You're just in my way. We're going to do a full troop swap. And it's going to be Gunner. He's going to quickly chase down this gentleman as Crag Hack on day 1 takes back this castle. Thankfully, because it's day 1 of a new week and the enemies have lost all their forces, I'm anticipating that they're going to fight and die right here. Even if they come on through, I'll accept those losses. I'm going to even pick up the +2 morale from the Brotherhood of the Sword, just so we can fight that fight even better. Everybody else is just ready to go for another day, or rather a new campaign. And let's make sure we go down here on our way to try and defeat these gentlemen. Even if they weren't here, we would still go back, because we got to pick up that arena. The +2 is way too much. We may not come back for this +1 on the defense. That's okay. Can't have everything. These 2 heroes are the toughest. They see you. Some defenders. Nope. Wrong way. And on we're going. Okay. So, 3 more heroes left for Red. Octavia is going to be pretty easy to handle. We're just going to throw this onto the auto combat and just see what the AI thinks about it. 10 of the marksmen, 1 of the imps, 9 archers, 42 of the halberdiers that go down immediately, and then it was 8 crusaders, once again going down immediately. With 4 attack, 2 defense, 1 power, 1 knowledge, these poor heroes just have no chance. But at this point, they're not running because where are you even going to run to? There's just no point in it. Stig here with the 1 null, that's not an issue either. We're going to pick up the +2 attack. Yes, I know I mentioned that I do like to have average heroes as opposed to heroes that specialize in one single thing. I'm feeling like focusing on his Crag hackiness at this point. I'm hoping I'm faster than this person that's running away. If I have to go through these monoliths, I will, but I won't love it. It's time to turn our attention to these Royal Griffins. It's a big enough fight that I actually want to bring troops to the front. Let's start to mix armies just a little bit. Who's going to be my best creatures? Probably the Ogre Magi are not going to make it into this final army. I think that the Zealots are going to be pretty good. I think that the Halberdiers are going to be nice. Crusaders, sure. Here. Okay, and then so many Griffins. Yeah, I think I like this split. We're going to have 2 shooters instead of multiple. And a big part of that is just because we don't have archery and we focus on offense anyway. So there's no need to do much else with that. Let's see, maybe we can convince this enemy to attack me up here rather than go into this lith. We'll see. They go to the very bottom. They are running out of room very quickly. And this should be the final fight with Red. Unless... No, there should be an enemy down below. There's no way that the Black Shard Knight is just going to disappear on us, right? It's an interesting question. I don't know the answer. From here, I'm just going to hit the auto combat once again, letting the AI prove that it can do some nifty stuff. I'm sorry. I like it when the ballista draws the wrath of the ancient behemoths. I don't know why. I just think it's really funny. You wouldn't expect it, but the behemoths just say, nope, this has to go down right now. The pathfinding might be useful. I think that we do need to walk through a swamp at some point. This army is probably good enough to defeat the throng of Royal Griffins. We're not going to wait to find out. There's no sense in waiting to find out. We're going to have enough army if we just are patient for a moment longer. Let's have Zyron pick up these troops. Imps are the most useful creature in the world, don't you think? Sorry, did I say useful? I meant useless. And then everybody else is basically good to wait. I guess Gretchen can go here and bring these troops up in just 1 second. Yeah, it's day 5. Almost. Let's have troops go in this direction. And in this direction. There's one place where there's champions and not cavaliers. Kind of nifty. I'm going to see actually if Gunner can reach. No way, never mind. I don't know why I thought he was that fast. I don't think he's got a stables. That's kind of part of it. This split looks correct, although those 98 marksmen are looking better all the time. Do I fight? Again, let's just wait a tiny bit longer. It costs me nothing to wait, but it could ruin me if I don't. Down to here. Trade. Down to here. Trade. And now let's examine this for one final second. 118 of the Orc Chiefs, 16 of the Ancient Behemoths, 12 of the Cavaliers, 40 of the Crusaders, 148 Halberdiers, 101 Royal Griffins, 38 of the Zealots. Are the 36 Ogre Magi better than anybody? There's the speed makes the Cavaliers better, but not by a lot. Actually, I don't know about that. 60 hit points versus 100. 15 to 25. So the damage is doubled, but you do have the additional speed. The Thunderbirds are really nice. I'm going to take Thunderbirds over the Halberdiers. That just seems like a good fix for me. Then I got 2 flying creatures. I do like the Crusaders. Are 40 Crusaders better than these other creatures? I don't think so, and I might even just need somebody to get into the way. 40 times 35, 120 something, 140. Yeah, and there's more hit points worth of Halberdiers. Not by a lot. It's close, anyway. This is what we're going to go with, but lest we forget, with 16 Ancient Behemoths, this should be not too big of a fight. Do you think Phixfox was overthinking it? We go from 101 Royal Griffins up to 295. Yeah, okay. 295. That is wonderful. Griffin Tower here? Sure, why not? We can't purchase them at this time. At this point, everybody has slept. We're gonna hit Z. Wait, is that how you sleep them? I'm used to heroes too. Slept. And Crag Hack is the only person that's awake. This is a 1 hero map at this point. Gold doesn't really matter. I don't remember if north or south matters. Let's go south. Altar of Sacrifice is not going to matter. Lizardmen rise up out of the swamp and attack. No losses. Hill Fort. Interesting. Not going to go out of my way for it. And then Temple. Lots of Cavaliers. Let's go to the sign as we defeat the Cavaliers. 1 and 4, that seems fine. Admittance to the excavation prohibited upon pain of death. Signed, Marzeth. Okie day. And it looks like there are going to be Black Knights that are guarding this area. The Black Knights want to run. I'm going to fight them anyway. It's going to be 30. That's not a big deal. I am skipping a lot of these fights, but here is our foe. This is a fight we will not skip, although I need to just check and see. How are you still alive? How is he still alive? Is there a castle? Is there a red castle in here? You know what? I'll bet you. Hold on. Do we have View Earth? If we had Expert View Earth, I'm guessing that we would see another underground where there was like a red castle, like somewhere in one of these corners. Underground where nobody could reach you. I'm just guessing because it's been more than 7 days. And so, I mean, Marzeth should be gone according to the game rules. But whatever. It's time, friend. It's time to just rest. I am Crag Hack, and you're going to actually put up a whale of a fight. 257 of my Royal Griffins are going to go down. What? 70 Dread Knights, 48 Vampires, 70 the Crusaders, 10 attack, 7 defense, 7 power, 6 knowledge, 60 spell points. This isn't an easy fight. I mean, we're going to win, but my goodness, this gentleman is actually a little bit crazy. How would I fight this fight? I just really want the Ancient Behemoths to get this first shot on these Dread Knights. And I don't mind if 6 Thunderbirds take the retaliation. Let's see. Dread Knights are going to go next, unless I either slow them or haste the Behemoths. Let's haste the Behemoths. Take this retaliation. Double damage. Glad I avoided that. 16 Ancient Behemoths killed 20 Dread Knights. Down to 31. 2 Ancient Behemoths goes down. It's not going to be enough. We're going to start to focus on some of these other creatures. And 2 Ancient Behemoths are going to, with their lives, save over 270 Griffins. They should be very proud of themselves. Unfortunately, the Cavaliers do take much more damage than they otherwise would have. Folks, this is going to be the end of our worthy foe, Marzeth, the Knight turned Dread Knight due to the curse of the Black Shard of the Dead Knight. 2 Ancient Behemoths, 6 of the Thunderbirds, 4 of the Cavaliers against this force. It wasn't that close. We can gain no more experience, but we do pick up the Shackles of War, the Breastplate, and the Black Shard of the Dead Knight, and that should end the scenario for us. As soon as we hit end turn, it does. Congratulations, you have found the Black Shard of the Dead Knight. You can claim victory. And so with that, folks, that's going to be the end of scenario 2 here in the Crag Hack and Slash campaign. We are going to move on then to scenario 3, a cage in the hand. I'm very happy that we were able to get through that scenario without having to fight it a third time. But worth noting that on impossible difficulty, we did lose on the first attempt. And the changes, let's see, getting an early second hero from that closer tavern, that really did matter a lot. That really was valuable. Lest we forget, we did pick up a Bone Dragon in the refugee camp. We did not get that Archangel. That would have been sweet. That week 1 Archangel would have really been wonderful, but that was not the case. And that's okay. And really, maybe the very, very best thing, if you remember, there was an instance where we were able to defeat Sorsha and Edric. They had not combined forces. It was 2 equally strong armies with throngs of marksmen and, you know, a horde of crusaders and things like that. If they had combined forces, we would have been sunk. It would have been way, way too much to handle. And compared to the very first playthrough, we did not let Edric or that hero go in and pick up that dragon shield that was +4 attack, +4 defense. And that was a big swing. That's essentially, I mean, that's 40 bonus damage that they get, plus 40% reduced damage. Well, 20% reduced. Well, it's 20% bonus damage and 10% reduced damage to one of us, and essentially making it double that for the other person. It's kind of like in sports where, oh, we failed the score, but then the enemy scored right after, and so rather than being up by 3, we're down by 5. It's kind of a big swing. And so that one artifact there on the border, picking that up was a massive deal. It was a massive deal. Very, very happy that we did get our final secondary skill, by the way. This scenario was totally worth it, if for no other reason than number 1, we won, and number 2, we picked up logistics as our final secondary skill. And if we'd gotten something bad, if we'd gotten something like, I don't know, Eagle Eye or something like that, then I would consider this Crag Hack playthrough something of a failure, simply because we would have failed to have built a really nice hero. Logistics makes up for a lot of faults, makes up for a ton of faults. And so right now it's only basic, it's only 10% bonus movement. but it is absolutely worth everything. And hopefully for you, worth the price of admission to see us complete that scenario. Big fan of Here's My Magic 3. Fun playthrough, and very, very much looking forward to hearing your feedback on this playthrough, and looking very, very much forward to seeing you in the next scenario. Folks, my name is Phixfox. Where's the sound? I like that one. That one's one of my favorites, actually. Let's listen to it again. Folks, my name is Phixfox. Look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. I'm excited to see you in the next one. Until then, take very good care of yourself. Catch you around. See ya.